Welcome everybody to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. I am back, your host, as always, Cody Lashton, coming to you with another edition of the show that is for the fans, by the fans. If you would like to join the show, the link is in the description. I'll post it here in the YouTube chat up here in just a second. And yeah, this is your opportunity to be a part of the show, talk about everything involving the Carolina Panthers, this matchup with the Arizona Cardinals. So many rumors, man. Is Matt Rhule, is David Tepper growing impatient with Matt Rhule? What are these rumors? Sean Payton, Dan Quinn, apparently being David Tepper's preferred choices as a head coach.
I told
Um, a, a very suspicious Twitter account put out that the Panthers locker room has, or Matt Rhule has lost the Panthers locker room, and everybody has a lot to say about this, man. More importantly, what's up with Christian McCaffrey? Is this guy healthy? Is he ready to go? Listen, man, this is your opportunity to come and join the show and tell us what you think. And again, the link is in the description down below, and then I'll post it in the chat room here. And by the way, your boy is currently in Charlotte, North Carolina, so I'm right in the middle of a hurricane warning. So if I all of a sudden drop in and out, well, you know what happened, dude. But everything's okay right now. None of the power has gone out in downtown Charlotte. So we should have a fantastic show today. You already know some of my incredible friends I'm hanging out with right now. My Friday Free for All faithful. My man Panther Pickle. Kenneth, how are you, brother?
I'm good, man. I tell you what, man. This news, this rumor. You know what? I just looked on Twitter nowadays. Now there's some Packer fan sites saying, "Would you say yes or no to DJ Moore?" Come on, man. I don't want to tear DJ. Trade Christian McCaffrey. He ain't never healthy anyway. Trade Shaq Thompson. He's a wasted draft pick. Trade him.
Yeah.
Anybody. But what's the use to trade
Oh, boy.
anybody if Matt Rhule's your head coach? That's stupid.
Yeah, man. All of a sudden today, there was like a lot of rumors about trades. There's even a potential rumor that the Kansas City Chiefs, are interested in DJ Moore. Again, there's no way to know what's real, and it's still too early in the season to really say one way or another. But it'll make for some really good discussion. Next up, my man. He's a fellow dragon rider like myself. Stubbs, what's up?
What's up? In regards to all them trade rumors, in the words of Donald Trump, I think they're fake news. And then on top of
Yep,
that, on a serious note, I hope everybody's safe out there. Try to get
that's right.
inside. It's real messy, and hope everybody is coming out of this on the other side.
Absolutely, man. Prayers up to everybody in the eyes of the storm. Everybody down there in Florida too. If you guys are seeing the damage that has happened in places like Naples, Charlotte County, there's a lot of really bad damage. So prayers up to absolutely all those guys. Real quick, the Grim Reaper with the $2 is Dan Quinn was another name. Yeah, I put him in the thumbnail, man. We're going about it. Sean Payton and Dan Quinn were apparently some of the names mentioned. But yeah, it ought to be a good time today, man. I appreciate you, Grim Reaper, for the $2. And hey, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. This is, like I said, this is the Panther podcast for fans, by the fans. Be a part of this show. Again, so if I haven't ever seen you before, I might give you I might have you give me like a thumbs up in the background before I put you on. Just because, man, we're not trying to get no dick flashers up in here. We've already had our fair share of that. But I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me. And this man joined us last Friday. I want to welcome him back. If Panthers spoke, Panthers spoke. What's up, bro?
What's up, y'all? What's up? I do want to speak on what happened, what's going on right now in Florida. I do have family in St. Petersburg, so y'all keep them in their prayer, in y'all prayers, all right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. Prayers up to you and your family, and to everybody that was in the eyes of the storm, man. That's it's definitely, they're saying it's going to go down as one of the most expensive natural disasters in the history of Florida, maybe even the entire Southeast. So, yeah, that's definitely saying something. But yeah, prayers up to your family, man. And again, before we jump into this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Uh, the 20 likes right now. You can hit the join button. You can become a member of the C3 Super Fan Club. Custom emojis, custom badges. We're doing a bunch of giveaways. Y'all should know all the giveaways that we have coming up, man. We have some really cool, really right around the corner. But yeah, man, happy to have all of you here. And again, if you'd like to join the show, you can certainly do so. I'm going to share this, and we'll talk about this first. I want to know how much you believe this.
None of
In
it.
reporting, Panthers expected to seek veteran head coach if Matt Rhule is fired.
Oh,
Unless the
I,
outlook for Carolina Panthers changes and changes quickly, Rhule is probably running time in short. And if owner David Tepper is already zeroing in on a new plan. Now, this is according to Aaron Wilson of Pro Football Network. The third-year head coach is under heavy scrutiny from ownership. The Friday morning report notes that although change is not imminent, patience for Rhule is growing thin. Um, he would go on to say, "I'm expecting, and many others around the league expect Tepper to go with a proven head coach with significant NFL experience. That would mean looking at a Sean Payton or a Dan Quinn." Uh,
um, the,
Tepper
the,
has been patient, but patient only stretches so far. At some point, you have to win, and they haven't won nearly enough games. So I'm going to bounce this around, and Pickle, we'll start with you. What do you make of this, man?
to be honest with you, none of this is surprising. We've set up here for weeks talking about this. Um, to be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with you. Aaron Wilson, you trash, dude. You were just flat out trash. Bunch of bullshit. Because I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Every time there's a vacant coaching or somebody gets on the hot seat, everybody screams for right now for the one guy out there, Sean Payton. Now,
Yeah.
in order to get Sean Payton, whoever it is, has to trade presumptively picks to the Saints. Now,
Yeah.
unless you're not used to the NFL teams don't trade in divisions often. When they do, it's a very rare thing, and it ain't really for much. So, if you think the Saints are going to let Sean Payton come to the Carolina Panthers, you smoking some good dope. Because
And
they ain't
this
no
is
way, shape, or form Sean Payton's coming to Carolina, because it's all in the hands of the Saints. The Saints could say no. Sean Payton can scream and rant and raise all the hell he wants, but here's what's going to happen. The Saints are going to say, if you want to be a head coach, you come be our head coach. If you don't like it, set your ass down in the corner and shut the fuck up.
But
Now,
my question is, but
yeah,
hold on, let me pose
yeah.
this to you, Pickle.
Uh,
Is there an offer that's too good for the Saints to refuse? So again, I pray to
no,
God and all things holy that this doesn't happen. But let's just
no.
say hypothetically, the Panthers were willing to give up 3 first-round picks for Sean Payton. If you're New Orleans, can you even say no to that?
Okay, if you're New Orleans, David Tepper's already offered you 3 first-round picks. Why stop there? Did the Browns stop at just 3 first-round picks uh Watson?
Deshaun? I
Yeah,
think so.
no,
Wasn't
they
that
got
the
more,
whole?
didn't they? They got more than that, didn't they? Because
I don't know.
if
I have to look it up. I do know
if you're
that
the Saints,
three first round picks is a lot.
okay, you're right. The last head coach traded in the NFL. Look that up and see how money got who.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
good point. Hey,
n-
I wanted to
a-
welcome I
okay,
wanted to welcome 2 more people. to the show real
All right.
quick. First up, Panthers fan. What's up, buddy? Yeah, let me give him a little bit of time. I'm not
Time's
exactly
up.
sure. Yeah, not exactly sure who Panthers fan is. Give me a message in the chat, bro, and I'll get you back on here. And then next, you know him and love him. This man's coming from the tropical paradise known as Hawaii. JD864, my brother. What's up, man?
Yo, what's good? What's good? C3, Cody, doing hop in, talk football
Hey,
with you
man.
guys today, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Happy to have you here. Let me bounce around and we'll continue to
all
get
right.
this conversation going.
Let me finish what I want to say real quick.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, pick one
All
down,
right.
and then we'll go to Jay Stubbs.
As for Dan Quinn, the only reason why his name's brought up is because him and Scott Fitterer used to work together. That's the only reason why his name's brought up. We
Oh,
brought
I
it up
never
the
even
other
thought
week
about that.
on the chat. Now, as far as somebody in the chat said, when is his contract up? It doesn't matter. It's like a player. When a player retires, his contract is on pause. If he waits 20 years from now and comes back to coach, the Saints still hold rights to him being a head coach until they say, okay, no, we good, and sign off on it. The Saints could say, you know what, Sean, you do what you want to. We really don't care, and be done with it. But they're not going to do that. So,
Yeah,
and
I
so
tend to agree with you, Pickle. I don't think
yeah,
if you have a Super Bowl winning head coach, I don't think it's good business moves to trade him to the division rival. Um,
no,
but yeah,
no,
that's just me.
no.
But
But
this did come out
as,
today, and
as
Aaron.
you're right, as a veteran though, I want to be clear. If Jerry Jones decides he wants Sean Payton bad enough, it won't be a division rival. If
Right.
that happens, remember, and you people ain't gonna like this, but I brought this up on Twitter and people got hateful with me. But you know me, I like that sometimes. So if Sean Payton goes to the Cowboys,
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy becomes available. And David Tepper almost hired Mike McCarthy before he hired Rhule.
Man,
So
he better not,
smile.
bro.
I'm just saying the possibility is there.
Well, okay.
The
So Jay Stubbs,
possibility is there.
Let me bounce to you. What name is appealing to you? I mean, and unless you tell me different right now, I kind of think that we all sort of agree on Sean Payton. But if you're picking between Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy, who are you picking in that scenario?
Man.
That's a tough one, huh?
Probably Dan Quinn, but I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not a McCarthy fan at all.
Yeah, same.
I think Dan Quinn kind of ran off the Legion of Boom, and then he also kind of rode the Shanahan wave. I think so. I'm not too sure how good he is, but I don't think any of them are going to be the coach, to be honest. So
Did you believe this stuff? Because I remember a few weeks back, someone was putting out. I think it was Ian Rappaport.
I
Which again,
believe that. I believe
it's all
that.
propaganda.
I believe that if Matt Rhule gets fired, it'd be Steve Wilkes be the head coach until the end of the season, and then he'll hire
Right.
somebody.
But if he did hire some, like my question is this: do we believe that this story is true? Like, because they're making it sound like, and people around the league are believing this. Like they
I think
all
they're floating
accept.
it. I think he's floating it to see where it sticks.
Oh, so you think this is like a calculated drop?
I wouldn't be surprised if this was David Tepper and Scott Fitterer floating this. To be honest,
Yeah, that's true.
it wouldn't shock me.
But I will say this: Jason Garrett, not Jason Garrett, but what the fuck? Both of them guys are better coaches than Matt Rhule. That's 100% facts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And isn't it funny how David Tepper went through the same process that Matt Rhule did? Like Matt Rhule had all these unproven coordinators, and then in the very next season, he's getting rid of Joe Brady. Now he's hiring Ben McAdoo, and he's getting all these guys that have NFL experience. And now David Tepper is finding it prudent to do the same thing. I just,
Yep.
I find it.
Cody, you know
funny.
what I want? I want Bieniemy and CJ Stroud. That's what I want.
Hey man, you wouldn't be alone. I think a lot of people want
I
CJ Stroud.
don't think Eric Bieniemy is a quality coach. Well, let me just say, right now there's questions. How's that? That's a better response. Right now
Yeah.
there's questions on a lot of things, and I tend to I wouldn't hire him if it was me, but I do have folks I would hire. But anyway, that's a different
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah. I mean, like, a lot of people wonder who's actually calling plays up there
Yeah,
in Kansas City because there's a lot of differing reports. Some people are like, yeah, well, Eric B only calls plays in name, and then Andy Reid is the one that kind of takes it over. But then even recently, like Patrick Mahomes and Eric Bieniemy were fighting on one another, and
That's what
we
I'm
really
saying.
don't know.
I think Bieniemy's called the plays for the past couple of years, man. I think Andy could, like a head coach supposed to, like Matt Rhule probably doesn't. I think sometimes Andy Reid overrides him, and that's what it is at this point in time.
Hey
Man,
man, I
how do
wouldn't
you
be
guys feel
surprised.
about Dorsey with the Bills?
Yeah, so JD, you took it out of my mouth. That's
To come back home,
coming back home,
I
man. I
I,
like
I
the
like that
passion.
idea, but I also like Pep Hamilton. You know, he would come back home. He used to live in Charlotte, was raised in Charlotte. He's with the Texans. He's quarterback coached half the league's quarterbacks that are studs right now. So and now he's
didn't we
down
have
with
the
Texas.
highest paid? Didn't we have the highest paid offensive coordinator when we hired Joe Brady?
Yes.
See, I'd rather do the opposite. I'd
Don't
rather have
know
an
that.
offensive coach and then hire the defensive guy at like the veteran defensive guy to run the defense and let that's how you're supposed to do it nowadays.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what a lot of people
unless
like.
you have a player, like so, for example, if you're the Buffalo Bills, Sean McDermott is perfect for them because yeah, it doesn't take a genius offensive coordinator to make Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs work. You know what I'm saying? Like they have the type of players that can offset some of that lack of continuity between seasons in your offense. But I think for the Carolina Panthers, like if you look at, for example, like Mike McDaniels for the Dolphins, and I know he's very controversial right now. People are like he did Tua dirty, and with the concussions, and I understand that too. But I'm just talking from an offensive play calling perspective. Like if you watch the Dolphins through the first 3 weeks, like their offensive efficiency and what they've been able to do and their playing, night and day difference. And you're not going to have to worry about losing that guy next season because he's the next big name offensive coordinator. That's your head
Well, to
coach
be
now.
fair though, Cody, I think if we got Tyreek Hill, our offense would skyrocket too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Jalen
Which,
Waddle. Yeah, they've got players, man.
which if I may add in, to kind of defend McDaniels a little bit, and with Tua, and I respect that there's an issue, but sometimes, and Ron did this. Ron Rivera did this here in Carolina with Luke. Sometimes a
Luke
head
and
coach,
Cam, and that's why the
yeah. What
career
what
ended
what
so
I'm
short.
saying is
Yeah.
sometimes a head coach trusts a trainer too much. The trainer will say he's
Yeah.
good, man, but the only reason why the trainer said that is because somebody else said that. You know,
Ryan Vermillion.
yeah. There toward the end of it, Ron was like, "Wait a minute, I'm going to trust myself." And that one time, Ron didn't let Luke play, even though it was the end of the year. Would not let him play to
Yeah.
give
And
him more
sometimes
time
you
to
gotta.
rest his head. Sean.
After the third concussion, yeah, you
Well,
have no
that's what I'm
choice,
saying. He
man.
should have did that before then. But don't you think that sometimes, when you're head coach, you trust the folks around you, your staff, too much? Because
But
when
but
they
here's
fuck
here's the
up, it's
thing.
on you.
But here's the thing, Pickle. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think that he shouldn't have played 3 days later or 4 days later. He should
Well, I
have
agree. I agree. But
on a
I,
short
I got
week.
I sent a message to WFNZ today when we were talking about Thursday night and Tua. In my opinion, this falls on the NFL and the owners and
Somebody's
their
in a hurricane right
desire,
now.
yeah, the desire
I'm gonna mute you for
to
a second, JD.
to consistently use Thursday night football.
Yeah.
Because the problem is, and the players are going to keep doing this until the players man up and refuse to play on Thursday night. And if it
We have a
causes a
question about
shutdown,
this.
you know,
I have a question
yeah,
about this that kind of came up on Pat McAfee's show today, but I want to get
yeah.
JD in on the conversation. I know he had something that he wanted to say about this, but like from what I understand, it at least how it's supposed to be. I don't know if this is actually true or not. But from my understanding, if your medical staff, like your doctors, say that a player can't play, that he's not healthy enough, he didn't pass concussion protocol, I honestly don't think even the head coach has the power to be like, nah, he's going to play anyway. We're going to put him back in there and make him play. Like, as far as I know, I think that's not how it goes.
It's
So,
an NFL official, right? Like it's not a team official, right?
but well, I see that's what I don't know. Like, I know that every team has their own doctors and their own medical staffs, and you take an oath. You're supposed to, give your best medical opinion. But I don't know if it's an NFL official making the final call or the doctor. I've always been under the understanding that it was the doctor, and part of that is from Ron Rivera. Like, if y'all remember Ron Rivera, all those press conferences that he would do, he would be like, "Listen, I won't know anything until I hear something from the doctors. And then
Right.
when I know something from the doctors, that's when you'll know something."
Right.
Yeah, that that was my understanding of it. Also, like the head coach will have the information relayed to him from the trainers, like whoever's the head trainer. Player gets injured, they go and see the medical staff, and I think they're supposed to be like an unaffiliated doctor also. So like there's a second opinion. But with tools, because I on just about every video that I've watched where they've discussed it, I've said it repeatedly. Like when you see players get injured, like just err on the side of precaution. Like at the end of the day, this is just a game, and these dudes are legitimately out there. These men are out there putting their livelihoods, like their physical well-being. They're putting that on the line to provide for their families and things, and to entertain fans of football. So like I don't know that I don't have any issue with the Dolphins head coach. I take huge issue with the medical staff and hell the NFL as a whole, right? Like these Thursday night games, you're seeing how many times people get injured. They play on Sunday. Like figure out a system where in which if you're gonna have a team play on Thursday night, they have days off, like a full week to freaking recover. And if you see a guy, even like Tua's injury, you could say in the Bills game, you see him get up. You could argue, yeah, that could be a back issue. Like he stood up, maybe a nerve got pinched and it caused his damn body to go limp. Like I done had I've had when I played in high school, like never played above the high school level. The number of times where I got stingers in my right or left shoulder, like the worst one caused my entire the entire left side of my body to go numb. I couldn't move it. So like, okay, he could have possibly injured his back, but then you have him playing 3-4 days later, and bro, that's like look out for the damn player at some like we saw the shit with Cam. We saw the shit like thank God Luke was like he made a health decision, a smart business decision. But we've seen this shit with multiple players. Careers get ended short because the medical staff is like, hey, you can go play when they should be saying, yeah, you could go and play, but you probably like, okay, you go out there and we see 70% of Cam for this season. We get robbed of seeing 90% of Cam for another 4 or 5 years because
like
the medical staff.
KK a couple years ago, he was playing hurt for like 4 or 5 games with one arm.
Bro, like their medical staff, like NFL needs to come up with a better system for these Thursday night games because they make too much money, so they're not going to be like, nah, we're going to stop that because of player safety and health. NFL needs to come up with a better system, and the medical staffs, like if you work with these players, somebody has to man the fuck up and be like, bro, you might be able to go out there, and I understand you want to fucking be out there on the field. Like I'd give, bro, my right knee is fucked up right now, and it's only going to get worse as I get older. I would give my fucking leg. I would give the rest of my life with 2 fucking fairly decent legs to be able to go and play 1 football game in the NFL in perfect health if it was possible. I fucked my knee up in any opportunity that My son's going to get older, and when he's 13 and 14, I'm not going to be able to go out on a basketball court and play with him because I can't cut. I can't plant on my right leg anymore. I can't put any kind of sharp twisting motion. My knee goes out. That's a decision I made serving in the military. I wish that somebody would have said, hey, soldier, sit the fuck down, get your knee right, because this military shit is only temporary. You're going to need your health years down the line. Nobody ever told me this shit. It was always mission first, and that's the same way these players go out there. Hey, team first. But take a fucking moment. I'd rather have you for the remainder of the damn season. I'd rather you miss this one game and we get you back for the remainder of the damn season than you to go out there and try to tough it out now. Like, that shit was scary to fucking see.
Yeah, and it really does make you think that Luke Kuechly definitely did the right thing, man. For as good as he was, having your mental facilities and being able to do those things and be with your family and not be in the constant pain, that's and also it goes back to even like when Cam Newton was playing hurt. These guys are alphas. They're never going to say, oh, I'm too hurt, I can't go. They have that mentality that they want to be out there and fight for their team.
Right.
As a coach, a lot of times you have to save these players from their own competitive drive, because otherwise they're going to end up doing like what JD said and doing long-term damage, when it could have just been a short time period of a thing. Before we go forward, I want to welcome, you know him and love him, our boy White Chocolate Espresso. He's coming to us from one of the ground zero, man, Charleston, South Carolina. My boy Kev, what's up? You with us? He might be in transition or whatever. We'll get to Kev when he's able to. Yeah, Kev, what up?
Yo, can
You can say that again. Transition.
What's up?
Yeah. What's up, bro? Yeah, how you living, man? How's life in Charleston?
It's cool. I mean, I've been working like since yesterday, so I had to stay at the hospital and everything.
Yeah, I saw your post, man. That's crazy, dude.
I got stuck in an elevator here.
Yeah, Kev got stuck in the elevator for 30 minutes yesterday. So, yeah, that sucks for Kev. But dude, happy you're doing well. Happy you're okay. Hey, Kev, I wanted to get your, excuse me, White Chocolate. Let me not forget myself. Did you read the rumors about David Tepper growing impatient with Matt Rhule and potentially being interested in Sean Payton and Dan Quinn?
Yeah, I did hear that, and it doesn't really surprise me.
What do you make of it?
I mean, I 100% believe it's true. Like, I think he's a guy, and yeah, I think he's ready. I don't know. I think he's maybe too embarrassed to move on. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me, especially with how the Panthers have been losing.
I don't think Sean Payton's a great move, man. I don't know how long he's on.
Oh no, I don't want to trade for him.
Same.
He straight up left New Orleans in a terrible position. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, like what Pickle was saying, if you're the Saints, they're gonna drive up the price so astronomically high on Carolina because it's a division rival. It's like, come on, what are you doing here?
They wouldn't trade him here, bro. They're not trading him to the division.
Yeah, I agree 1,000. I want to touch on this.
While you do that, hey, J Stubbs, you remember back in the day, who was it that the Panthers coaches used to hide their helmets in the game so they wouldn't go back on the field and play? Was it Dan Morgan or Steve Smith?
I have no idea. Probably,
okay.
If I had a guess, probably Dan Morgan.
I remember one of it. It may have been one of them. It might have been Dan. They had a lot of injuries at the time, and they would. You could tell there was something wrong, but they'd say, "Oh no, I'm good. And so they hid his helmet. Literally took it back to the locker. Had an assistant take it back to the locker room so he couldn't find it. So he could go on.
I know. Ken Lucas had a bunch of concussion problems too when he got over here.
Yep. Of course, that smack upside the head Steve Smith game didn't help him none either, did it?
Hey, Hey, let me ask y'all this, man, because this has been floating around the internet, and people are already starting to poo-poo it. It's NFL rumors, and I get it. NFL rumors as a Twitter account, they've spread a lot of BS before,
Oh, absolutely.
but what I'm here to tell you, and Kenneth, I know you've heard this saying before: a broken clock is right twice a day. And so, okay, what they said was, well, report the Panthers head coach Matt Rhule has lost the locker room, per CBS Sports. However, people did some digging, and
Yep.
nowhere did it ever say that CBS Sports ever reported this
Troll.
or
Yep. None of that.
now. Okay, I hear you. 1000%. These people are probably
Cody,
trolling.
what's your boy's name that comes on here? The Browns fan. What's his name?
I don't even remember.
The X-Files Mike. I think that's the Mike's Twitter handle, bro.
Yeah. That might be Mike the conspiracy theorist. But here's my deal, though. Is this really so hard to believe? Like, just being real.
Oh no, absolutely not. But
Would
the question.
it be so hard to believe that after all the losing that the Panthers have done, that Matt Rhule has indeed lost the locker room?
I mean, people keep saying they gave the game ball, but that don't mean shit, bro.
Yeah, and it came from
They
Robbie Anderson.
basically gave him the football like, hey, you didn't get fired, bro. Congratulations.
Dude, it's like
You know what I think? I really believe that some of these folks watch various YouTube streams or they go to fan podcasts and they dig for stuff and then they'll post it on Twitter or on social media with their name attached to it and say it's per source.
Because everybody cannot wait for Christian McCaffrey to get hurt. It is crazy.
Yeah. And they're digging for it. Christian, if I'm not mistaken, and I may be, Christian McCaffrey walked out of his interview today because he was tired of answering the same damn questions by 14 different fucking reporters.
Same question is different areas.
Vashti was on I think it was Vashti was on WFNZ today. I've heard her on there the last couple of weeks on Fridays, and she said she'll often go to certain fan webcasts and pods and stuff to get the notion on how they're feeling. Girl, if you're watching, let me tell you something. Y'all got to do a better job. That was dumb answering the same question 15 times. Are you all right? Are you sure you're all right? Was you all right Sunday? Oh, are you sure you're all right? How many times that man got to say, yeah, I'm good?
He said it. He said it last week. He could go take a piss, and it's
exactly.
I think everybody just get used to C-Mac not practicing until Fridays. It's gonna happen.
I am. I'm a fan. I am. It doesn't bother me. But McCaffrey is a guy. Given his position, he may or may not need to play every single fucking day. Practice every single fucking day. Yeah.
So this is a cut together of Christian McCaffrey answering all these questions.
You feel like you're ready to go Sunday? Yeah, feel great. I feel great. I feel great. Yep.
Look at him. He's about tired of this thing.
I feel great.
He feels great, guys. Relax.
Great.
It essentially just goes on like that for the next little bit. So like let's kind of go on that real quick. What do you guys make of this entire Christian McCaffrey deal? Apparently, he's good to go. Apparently, he practiced today, but he has essentially been radio dark this entire week. Baker Mayfield even kind of we don't know what's the deal. We don't know what's going on with Christian McCaffrey. So, are you guys worried about this? Do you think this is another
Cody,
set of injuries
got you.
creeping up on him?
I got you. I think that they're looking around like shit. Baker can't do it. We're gonna have to hand to him every play. Basically.
I don't doubt that.
So let's just not play him until let's just not practice him. Let's just save every hit we can because we're about to give him damn 25 carries a game and.
I mean, if they worried about they worried about CMC's health and him lasting throughout the entire season. Like I'm a huge believer in that. The best way they can help Baker is indeed running the damn ball, and then when you throw it, like the dude works. Baker works better off of play action than he does the basic 3-step, 5-step.
And he is averaging 5 yards a carry, right? He's averaging 5 yards a carry, right?
So they need like running the ball. It doesn't need to be just CMC. Foreman should be getting nothing less than 10 touches a game.
Right. And some of these have to be intelligent runs. Y'all not remember how many times that you lined McCaffrey up last week and he ran straight at the guard in the center like bouncing off a brick wall. 2 plays later, you're going to do it again with the same person, the same run, the same bounce off the wall.
Foreman out there.
Yeah, let Foreman do it.
Give Chenault a few handoffs. I trust him a hell of a lot more than I do Chuba. Like,
yeah. I mean, there's other options.
DJ handoff, shit.
CMC should get 15, 20 touches. I prefer him getting more around 15. Give him around 5 targets in the passing game. Give a Foreman 10, nothing less than 10. Hell, like I said, lines, because I saw it last week. They actually had Chenault line up in the backfield and then motion them out. Like, get the ball into the hands of these playmakers.
Real quick, before we go forward, I want to welcome some people to the show. First time viewer, we got Al the Say. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's up, bro? Can you hear me?
What's up, man?
Yeah, you're all loud and clear. What's up, man?
Okay, good, man. Not much, man. Chilling, working, bro. Working on this shit. But always checking you guys out, though.
I appreciate you, man. Happy you're able to join the show, man. What you got for us? You can answer anything related to the coaches that we've been talking about, or Christian McCaffrey, man. Just jump in on this.
Oh, CMC, he needs like 25 touches a game. They just feed the man the ball. You paid him, might as well feed the man the rock. You got him in the ball. He's the best player. He's the only one who can score, really. I mean, and then DJ, but honestly, you see Baker, you can't get the man the ball. He did it to OBJ, it looks like, and now he's doing it to DJ Moore. I don't know what he got against number 1 receivers or supposed number 1 receivers, but he's just not that guy. And look at Robbie. Robbie's decent.
Yeah, man.
Somebody play some church music because that boy preaching.
Yeah, man. Like, hey, that's
roll C-Mac till his wheels fall off and bring in the other guy.
So you know, I mean, we're not going to a championship. We're not going to go to no championship or nothing like this. But when you get deeper in the season, none of these teams that are competing, none of their starting running backs are ever in the playoffs. You see that Tampa, the Chiefs, none of them. So just run them until we can get some wins up. You know, we can at least get to the playoffs, and we can start putting in other people doing some other stuff.
And Derrick Henry can't get it done either.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. An offense should never be built solely around a running back. And that's one of the problems I think the Panthers offense has had for such a long time. When there's no Christian McCaffrey, there goes 80% of our offensive game plan. Right. So, I mean, that you're really not going to trick up defenses going that route.
But I will say this, though. Arizona's not that good on defense, so...
Yeah,
this could be the game for us to get right.
Yes, this is a get right match, and we have a great record against the Cardinals. Whenever we play the Cardinals, we normally play our best football. So this is going to be a big opportunity for us. Hold that thought, Pickle. I'll go right back to you after 2 things. So just don't care with the $5 love bomb. You know we appreciate you, brother. Always supporting the show. And then next up, he's been on the show a number of times. My man, SC Based. SC, what's up, dude? SC, you with me, bro? I see you unmuted yourself, but I still... Yeah, there you go. I can hear you now. What's up, bro?
And I got this cheap Amazon headset, man, from Taiwan, so sometimes it doesn't work. So,
but that's all good.
What's going on, man? I'm ready for the game, man. I'm actually got some tickets, man. I'll be up in section 519. Looks like people. I guess people didn't want to go to the game because I guess they thought it was going to be raining. But hey, I only spent $25 on like a row 8 seat. So
yeah, dude. People were sharing on Twitter that the tickets were cheap like preseason games.
Yeah, you should have got them today because I think it's going to clear up before Sunday.
It's going to clear up and people are going to buy tickets, and then it's an afternoon game too. So I don't really have high expectations. The one thing I do want to say, I don't want to take up too much time because I know you're trying to roll the show. I did notice the DJ Moore interview on Carolina Blitz. It doesn't look like there's a good chemistry between Matt Rhule and the locker room because some of the things he's saying about the players, the receivers getting open, a lot of those guys were open last week. Baker was not getting the football to them.
You're exactly right.
You can't keep taking up for the quarterback when the quarterback is wrong. If he's missing open throws, if he's missing open receivers again this week, we may need to consider bringing Sam back to the field when he's healthy. And that's all I got to say.
Man, that's incredible that we're even talking about this right now. Considering how everybody, everybody. Look, a large portion of the Panthers fan base was absolutely certain that Baker Mayfield was a greater step up than Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but if he can't do it against the Cardinals, like if he can't have 250 and a couple touchdowns against the Cardinals, like he ain't gonna have it against anybody, bro.
I agree. He's been involved enough. Okay, he's been involved enough. There's a notion that he needs more time. No, he's had plenty of time. If he ain't got it now, he ain't gonna get it.
We've played some pretty good defenses.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. But honestly, before I go back to Sam, and this may not be the smartest idea, but before I go back to a guy I know is going to fail compared to a guy who is failing, I'm going to throw PJ in at the starter. And that's just what I'm going to do.
No.
Now, is it the smartest thing to do? Maybe not. But Sam ain't going to get it done. Baker ain't getting it done. PJ ain't going to get it done, but at the very least, you can say, I tried every option available.
PJ is 2-0.
I did want to point out because I was looking it up earlier this week. So there's only about 6 teams in the NFL whose offenses are putting up, like through 3 weeks, they put up 20 plus points. If you look around, just within our division, Saints offense, they've struggled. The Bucks offense have struggled. The Falcons, the Falcons are the Falcons. Outside of the NFC South, there's about 25 other teams outside of the Panthers whose offenses legitimately are struggling right now. I think the best example is the Broncos. They just beat the Niners 11-10. So it's not just our offense that's struggling. So, for anybody that has hope, like myself, that this offense can gel and get on the same page. I watched Aaron Duncan's film breakdown of the game, and
pretty good too.
Last week, Baker, there were some throws where Baker would have probably liked to have him back. He was off, and then in this game, it was even more apparent because you could say in week 2, Baker wasn't done any help. He wasn't given any help by drops. Like Shy had an egregious one in the red zone. Ian had another one. They catch those balls, and the Panthers probably go up by 2 scores. Like the scores then 14-6, but drop passes, that ain't helping the quarterback. That ain't helping the team. But
JD, isn't it fair to say though, because me and CK were having this conversation on our
that's the whole Matt Rhule era.
Game show. We've definitely had some drops, but there were times when I feel like DJ Moore, Baker Mayfield had opportunities to get the ball to DJ Moore and just flat out failed to do so. Missed them.
Doesn't do it. TJ's been open.
DJ's been open.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Let's
Like
listen to DJ.
it's an
play
amalgamation.
Yeah. So look, hold on. Let me add some context to this. Let me play this DJ Moore clip. Matt Rhule kind of echoed your sentiment a little bit, JD. That's like, we had some drops, but also guys like DJ Moore need to continue to get open. And I found that kind of wild that they just said it like that and basically just put it on DJ like he needed to be doing more. They would later ask him about it in the locker room. This is his response.
Talked about the wide receivers also need to help Baker out by getting open. And your thoughts on that? And have you seen that, or what? Are you guys getting open?
It all go hand in hand. Pretty much what he said is you got to get it on the same page no matter what. But it's really I don't really got no in depth on it. So just got to get open and touch the ball.
So why aren't you on the same page?
Why? I don't know. Doesn't have to be on the same page, just pitch and catch. It's still a kid's game at the end of the day.
You haven't had any problem getting open in 4 years. So, I mean, is it surprising to hear that? Or
is it surprising? Y'all got that from him. That don't matter.
No.
Like, don't matter to me. Getting open is getting open. Open is 1 yard, 0.5 yards. Open is open in this league. Like, quarterback, if he doesn't see it that way, it's cool. They go into the next read. Next person is open. That goes for everybody in our room. Everybody can get open. Doesn't matter.
Imagine how much trash people would be talking. That's what I'm saying. Imagine how much trash.
That's what I want DJ to do,
trash.
baby. Take the lead, DJ. Take the lead of the team, man.
And then the rumors start happening that he's going to be traded. You smell what's burning in the kitchen. It ain't the players.
I'm glad he's stepping up, man, because I'm tired of that quiet, humble shit that he be doing. Because
still, there was a lot that I felt like he could have said.
He's been very productive with some shitty ass quarterbacks. We got to give him that.
Yes,
I think he's more angry at the reporter.
But it's not just that. You got to understand. You remember the post game clip where Robbie was right up there, right beside Matt Rhule, being Matt Rhule's bestest buddy. So you got to understand there may be conflict between players and themselves in the locker room.
Yeah. Hey,
some for, some against.
Hey, I want to bounce it around real quick. Al DeSailor, get in on this, man.
Oh yeah. I was saying Matt Rhule is doing what he always doing. He's deflecting his inconsistencies in coaching onto the players, onto a different coach. Yeah. And just because they picked Baker, they want to try to make Baker look good. So now they want to spread the blame when Baker looks like trash,
Yeah.
Oh, they're not open. You just heard the man say it. A foot open, a yard open, half a yard open. He's open. And I've seen multiple times he's like wide open. And Baker looks at him and then goes to the next guy. And he looks at him, he goes to the next guy. Throw the man the ball, bro. The man's open. You should play maker. Throw the man the ball.
And you mentioned Odell Beckham Jr. with the Browns, and it does. I mean, again, it's only been 3 games of the season, but it's this is part of my fear when getting Baker Mayfield. Like he's inconsistent between wanting to get the ball into the hand of his number 1 wide receiver and trying to go to just a guy who's available and open.
I mean, look at Jacoby Brissett. They're 2-1 with Jacoby, bro. Like they lost Baker and got better with a backup.
Yep. And
also force feeding Jacoby's force feeding Cooper the ball. Force feeding him in the ball.
All right, so we'll go to Pickle and then I'm going to introduce someone.
Yeah. Also, let's remember who's been active for every game in the regular season. Baker's main man, Higgins, has been active for every single game he's played.
And we never played.
How many catches has he made this season? None.
Barely, no. Has he made any receptions?
I don't think he has. If I'm wrong, find out. But I don't think
he hasn't.
He hasn't been on the field but 6 times, if I'm correct. He went 2 games active and sat on the bench the whole game.
That's part of the reason why I'm inclined to believe it's an amalgamation of everything. Like you hear the coaches You hear the players talk about being able to extend drives, stay on the field and stuff. Between all of that, play calling plays a factor in it. And I don't want it to come off as if I'm making excuses for Baker because again, you could go back to week 1 also. The dude is he's if you're looking at Blaine and you're cutting it up, if Blaine was
there's a big echo coming from someone's background. You try and mute y'all's mic when you're not talking if you have your background noise coming up.
If Blaine was a cake and we cut it up and we divvying out slices, Baker's gonna get his fair share. But there are 2 passes that come to mind where he just airmails it on DJ. But even Baker alluded to it, like in this press conference, he has to settle his feet. To that point, I always thought that for the longest time, I always thought that you wanted your quarterback on the balls of his feet. And watching Baker and actually starting to get more into the fundamentals of football, I go and watching Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes and shit, Josh Allen, and their feet are damn near statuesque. Like they don't move until they're getting ready to launch it.
Yeah, he's got happy feet, JD. He's always leaving from clean pockets.
Even he alluded to it, like he drifts in the
pocket, bro.
But that's the thing, though. So you got players like Kyler Murray, you have Drew Brees, you have short QBs in the NFL that have had success. That's all of that leads into me thinking that this offense just needs to get on the same page. It's not that Baker's a terrible QB. I'm not sitting here saying the dude's going to be our fucking franchise guy, that he's the savior the Panthers need. If I'm hitching my bandwagon to any QB, I done said it before, it's Matt Corral. But a lot of the issues that the offense is having, it's not just Baker. They all need to get on the same page. Baker does need to play better.
Yeah. No, JD, I'll give it to you, man. You're like the hero in the shonen anime, bro. You never give up. You got the optimism. Hey, I like it, dude. I like it. But so, listen, I think there are opportunities for Baker Mayfield to be successful. He just has to start making some of those layup throws. All right, so we'll go to you right after this, Kenneth, if you have news. But first off, I want to welcome my man to the show. He is the future of the Panthers fan base. My man Noah. Noah, you there, bro?
Yes, I'm here.
Wonderful.
What's up, Noah? How you been, dude?
Good. Trying to ride out this hurricane. Yeah, doing good.
Same, man. How's the weather by you?
Windy and raining and cold.
Same here, man. I'm in Charlotte, and it's the same thing. A lot of wind, a lot of rain, but I think we're making it through it. What you wanted to add to the show today, Noah? Anything in particular?
One thing about Christian McCaffrey, I feel like Christian should not be playing every game. I feel like they should rotate it out a little bit. I think just to help with the injuries, Wise, with all his injuries, to give him a break and calm him down. And I think Baker, he has to just get comfortable in the pocket. You see him in all the other games. The dude is scrambling around and missing open shots to people. And I think that's a thing that we're gonna have to work on as a team to get better at.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree with you to an extent in that I want to see Foreman, between him and Bradley Bozeman. Why are you bringing in these free agent players if you have no intention of giving them meaningful reps and meaningful playing times? Guys, these are just wasted free agents and wasted dollars that you spent in the offseason for players that are never seeing the field. So that's a concern to me. Pickle, you said you had some news.
Yeah, y'all, if you know Unnecessary Bluntness, who's got a good podcast, by the way, he replied to the Panthers and Chiefs about DJ Moore, and he said his sources tell him it's involving Patrick Mahomes and multiple draft picks are part of the compensation. So maybe hope is on its way.
Wait, no.
That's a
Time
joke.
out. So,
Sarcasm.
so they're
That's
saying,
what he was planning.
so they're saying that Patrick Mahomes would be a
Sarcasm.
part of the,
Yeah.
dude, like
Yeah.
That's what it
by
says.
the way, he also owns part of the Kansas City Royals. Like
Yeah.
that guy, he's not.
Well, now he's going to
ever-
own the soccer team down here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. I mean, that's just
Yeah.
as
But come
valuable.
on,
right?
yo, just imagine if this was to happen.
Oh,
we would automatically be praising David Tepper's balls.
dude, I don't know about that, but I'll say this: it's I don't think the Panthers are going to trade for a superstar. I think if you look at how Scott Fitterer has decided to build
draft.
this team, yeah, I think they want to continue to build to the draft, and I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Rhule is indeed fired at the end of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Rhule,
But
or pardon
Cody,
me,
what?
Fitterer-
I tried to trade for a superstar on Madden, a superstar quarterback on Madden 23 today, and it wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let me do it. I couldn't get one sole taker. I even tried to trade McCaffrey, and they wouldn't do it.
No, dude, it's it would be tough to make those happen, but yeah, man.
What if
So
they throw Andy Reid in there with it? We throw Matt Rhule. I like that idea.
Cody,
Dude,
is there any more? Is that all the
I'd
news
give
basically?
all the picks for the next 2 years for that to happen.
so yeah, we've kind of already touched on Matt Rhule losing the locker room. Let's see, hold on. And we were talking about this before the show, and it makes for an interesting conversation. Depending on where you think this Panthers football team is at, a lot of opinions about this, and it's about DJ Moore. Now, we've kind of already brought this up a little bit, and again, who knows if any of this is real? You just have no way of knowing, man. But I argue that you have no way of knowing stuff when it comes to official sources either, because people that come from the team, and those people a lot of times are giving information coming directly from the ownership and the front office that they want to be leaked out. And it doesn't necessarily mean that that's true either. So I don't know, just for the sake of the conversation, I just want to gauge where people are at. Apparently, there's a rumor that the Panthers and the Chiefs are expected to start engaging in trade talks that would send wide receiver DJ Moore to the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to let each and every one of you go on this and just tell me what you think about it overall. We'll start with you, Jay Stubbs. What do you think about this, man? Is there any legitimacy to this, and what kind of trade compensation would make you feel comfortable with doing this?
One is, I mean, it would make 0 sense for us. We just signed him. It would make 0 sense to trade him after signing him. We owed him half the money anyway. It's dead cap. So I know Pickle said that he looked at the contract and it said that it actually wouldn't be too team friendly, but it's like we don't have no cap next year. It makes no sense to trade him, and unless we get it has to be a first. Like if it's not a first, that makes no sense. I mean, to me, it's a big cap.
You have to get a first and a second because those are going to be late picks.
So how many of you would be willing to do this if the Panthers were getting, say, a second round pick?
No, you got to get a first.
The fuck?
Gotta get a first.
A second.
Because they're going to be late
with the
picks.
Chiefs,
They're going to be late.
A second with the Chiefs is pretty much going to be a third round pick.
They would laugh at us if we trade DJ Moore for a second.
It would be embarrassing. Here's what I wonder if what happened in my own personal way. I wonder if the conversation came up between the two involving a wide receiver, and somebody overheard it and just speculated and said it was DJ. After hearing the press conference of DJ now.
Robbie Anderson makes more sense to me, but
Robbie Anderson's right up with Rhule. That I don't think. I'm thinking of somebody simple. I'm thinking of Terrence Marshall, maybe even Riggins. I just mentioned his name, Wally Higgins, because Higgins ain't playing really. He's been active, but he isn't playing. You know, you can take any one of them and trade him and not miss a beat because we're not using him anyway. But it would be a simple trade that a lot of us wouldn't pay attention to, but this would draw attention.
Somebody echo.
Let me play devil's advocate real quick. Let me play the bad guy. Let me play the villain.
Yeah, you like that part.
I do. I do. Oh, I love it. Hey, man, I like to stir some stuff up from time to time. But my question is this, right? This season is downhill. Like, let's say we're continuing to look at another season that has the prospects of another, 5-12 season again, right? Knowing that positions like receiver and running back are more easily replaced through the drafts, and you need more money for free agent contracts, and you need more draft picks, and you're probably going to have a brand new head coach. At what point does this become prudent for us to do? Like, I understand nobody wants to get rid of DJ Moore, and I'm among them. DJ Moore is our best receiving weapon that the Panthers have had, honestly, probably since Steve Smith. Maybe you can throw in a Ted Ginn just because of what he was able to do for that Super Bowl team. But right now, it's like, at what point do you start to think, okay, if we're going to be building for the future, maybe we do need to get things that we need to build the team.
I
agree with you, Cody.
I push back against that because, like, I've heard people say that if we're not winning this season and it's all but assured that Rhule's going to be fired, you look to trade away people and try to get as much draft capital as you can for the incoming head coach and how all that plays out. But I see it as, if I'm a potential head coach, or if I'm in the NFL and I'm trying to get a head coaching job, and I look at the Carolina Panthers and I see a stout defense that's one or two pieces. You can honestly say this defense is two pieces away from being like a great defense for years to come, because you have such young guys on their side that are proving themselves. They need another edge rusher and linebacker. Then you go over to the offensive side of the ball and you're like, damn, that offensive line, that's a pretty good offensive line. And you have a weapon in DJ Moore. The best thing in that situation, or best case scenario, is you bring in a new head coach and he drafts, like the Panthers have a top 3 pick. You draft your quarterback. So now the head coach and that quarterback are married together. He's a rookie. He's on a rookie deal. That rookie has DJ Moore to throw to. That rookie has an offensive line that's actually going to give him time and keep him upright. That rookie has a great defense playing on the opposite side of him. You damn near walk into a situation similar to what the Seahawks went through when they had the Legion of Boom and Russ. So, like, as opposed to trading away guys, bringing the head coach in that sees the talent that's on his team and has a vision and is actually capable of implementing it, I feel like that would be more enticing than blowing it up, trading away Burns, trading away Chan, and now the head coach comes in and he has to replenish the cupboard.
I agree, because in some way you can also look at it, let your next head coach make that determination, because there's plenty of time if he wants to dump everybody. There's plenty of times he can do that. He could. Half the people we're talking about trading are going to be on the roster next year unless they are traded or cut. So it ain't like that you have to be in a hurry to trade somebody.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, like I said, and especially we're so early into the season right now.
Yeah.
All this is speculation. There's only been 3 games of the season.
And
This conversation is more geared toward, like, what happens if the starts taking away from us. Like, at what point does it become prudent to do so? Again, that's really here nor there, but, go ahead, JD, or J Subs.
I'm saying, like, if we get a new quarterback, like, he's gonna have nobody. Like he's our best weapon. I mean, he's our best receiver. Like, y'all remember without Steve Smith, like, we couldn't find a receiver that was good, man. So don't shit on this one.
What round was Steve Smith drafted?
Go ahead, Al.
What round was Steve Smith drafted? Like third round,
I
right?
believe.
Yes.
Yeah, third round.
Yes.
So what round was Rashad Bateman drafted? We can draft wide receivers in the later rounds, and it'd be good, really good.
Right.
I mean, I love DJ.
Right.
I
haven't seen in Carolina in a long time,
but if
brother.
it's not working, huh?
Go ahead.
Then the question becomes like, if DJ's not putting up numbers this season, is it DJ's falling off, or is it because the quarterback play?
Personally,
I mean, DJ's like 20. Was he 25 years old or something?
Yeah, when I watched the 22 film, and my own personal, when I watched it, and I watched it twice because I like to watch it in I like to watch it as slow as I can watch it. Then I'll watch it in the regular speed. Then I'll watch the whole game again. So I watch it 3 times. From what I've watched it twice today. Tomorrow I'll watch it in regular speed. From my understanding and watching, DJ's been open multiple times, not just once or twice, multiple times. He was only, to my opinion, he was thrown the ball twice. Both of them were overthrows. You know, he just so okay. You trade, you trade DJ for say a second round pick.
The only wild card is if DJ went. If he went behind the scenes and said, "Get me out of here."
Now that may be possible, but is that really going to help you out? Or are you just proving to everybody that right now you need to jump ship because the Carolina Panthers are a bad franchise under Tepper that's only going to get worse? If that's the case, then nobody's coming here. No quality head coach, no quality. I mean, you know, that's your question.
The trajectory that we're on now, we need to beat the Arizona Cardinals. Because we don't even want to be talking about this, man. We don't want to be talking about trading one of our players. I don't want to be talking about trading one of our players. The fact of the matter is we keep on, going with Matt Rhule, and he's our head coach. So it's like, based on what he's done in the past, it's hard to bet on this man. Even that win over the Saints, like, that game was a lot closer than it needed to be. Offense really can't find a rhythm. Let me do something right quick. Let me add someone to the stream. Now, there are some younger ears, man. So I asked that everybody try and, at least for today's episode, while we got our young gun Noah, let's try and keep it at least PG-13. But you know him and love him. He's a Panthers super fan. You may not like his opinions, but this man loves him some Carolina Panthers. G baby, what it is, bro?
G baby.
What's good with you boys, man?
Chilling, dog. What's up with you, man?
Bro, where you get that jacket? That is fire.
Yeah, that is fire, bro. That jacket is nice.
Oh man, I'm only wearing it because I've been sick with freaking COVID for like 3 weeks, man.
Oh, damn! You said for 30 weeks?
Bro, I can't shake this. This is like the 4th time I've had it, bro, and I get like super sick. But I ain't getting that. I ain't getting no vaccine, you dig?
Hey, dude, I respect everybody's opinion. I wish you all the health, man. I hope that you get over that, dude. I know what it's like being sick like that, dude. It's terrible on your body, man. But yeah, G, what you got for the show, man? Like, what's what are you making of these rumors? Of the David Tepper wanting out on Matt Rhule, wanting Sean Payton, Dan Quinn, any of the things that we talked about, man. Jump in on this.
Well, I'm just barely hopping in. That's the first time I've been hearing, man, why are we on the Saints nuts, bro? Like, why we got to do everything that has to do with the Saints? I just don't understand that, bro. I understand Sean Payton is Sean Payton, but, bro, we are the Carolina Panthers. We're not the New Orleans freaking Saints, man. I don't want to have nothing to do with anything Saint-wise, to be honest. But I want to hop on this Chris. I'm wearing a Christian McCaffrey jersey. Y'all still don't think you should trade him, huh?
I mean,
right now everybody's on the block. Right now,
his value is highest right now.
right now they get
G
ready
baby,
to trade DJ Moore.
are you opposed to trading Christian, or do you think we should?
Cody, like when you mentioned us giving him that contract was the biggest mistake we could have ever made, I disagreed with you, G. I'm here to apologize to you, bruh.
Oh,
because
What?
we messed that shit up, man. Like, and I love Christian McCaffrey. White chocolate all the way, G. But goddamn, if he truly is injured, again, we gotta trade him, bro. We're not doing anything this season, boys. We ain't going nowhere. We need to get assets. We have 4 draft picks. Okay, ain't nobody coming to Carolina, bro. We're not bringing no one to Carolina. We need to build through the draft the right way. 4 draft picks ain't gonna cut it, man. We have to build through the draft, and we have to get access. And whoever thinks trading DJ Moore is a great idea, bro, this is a PG-13 show, and you're freaking lucky, bro. Because I'd go crazy right now, bro.
No one did jump out, so technically you can go off.
All right, man. Hey, bruh, if we trade DJ Moore, I'm fucking done being a Carolina Panthers fan, bruh. Because that's a fucking mistake, bruh.
All right, so let me.
That's a fucking mistake, bro. DJ Moore always produces, bro. And this is a knock on Baker Mayfield, bro, because DJ Moore has given us 1,000 yards receiving yards every fucking year with bombs. And if he can't get it done with Baker Mayfield, where's Anthony at, bro? Is Anthony in here, G?
No.
Anthony in here? Hey, bro, get Anthony on the goddamn show, bro. Because I got a bone to pick with that motherfucker, G.
Anthony's jumped off the Baker wagon. I chat with him on Twitter quite often. He jumped off the Baker wagon. He's not a Baker fan, but he's jumped off the Baker wagon.
Yeah, go ahead.
I truly don't believe some of y'all. Yo, we are going into the dark ages of the Carolina Panthers. When I say dark, I'm talking Jimmy Clausen years. At least with the Jimmy Clausen years, we had a great defense, man. Everyone wants to give this defense so much fucking credit. I can't, bro. I just can't do it right now, man. We need to trade off a lot of these players. And Shaq Thompson, if you can hear me, bro, I used to be the biggest fan, bro. But until I realized, bro, you're a product of your fucking environment, dog. You had Luke Kuechly and fucking Thomas Davis on the fucking side, dog. And you can't do shit without him, bro. And half the time, you're not even on the fucking field, bro.
So I'm going to ask you one question, and then I'm going to introduce somebody at the end of the show. Well, okay, if you're saying that we're going into the dark ages, and we should trade, right? And if we should trade Christian McCaffrey, then what's the difference between trading Christian McCaffrey and DJ Moore? Hold up, because my question is this: what if the Kansas City Chiefs came and said, "All right, here's a first-round pick for DJ Moore"? I mean, keep in mind, Steve Smith was drafted in the 3rd round. So, like, at what point did you just say, okay, if we're going to be rebuilding, then let's get all the draft picks that we possibly could? Because I could see the Kansas City Chiefs giving up a first-round pick for a number 1 style wide receiver like DJ Moore. I'm not saying I want to, but if Christian McCaffrey makes sense, then why doesn't a DJ Moore trade make sense?
And I'm going to tell you why, because the best ability is availability, man. And DJ's always fucking available, man. And he's always fucking consistent. And he is stability, bro. You know what my girl expects, bro? The number 1 thing my girl expects is obviously loyalty, bro. But stability, bro. Stability, bro. And that's what we have with fucking DJ Moore. Now, check this out, bro. If DJ Moore, if this rumor is true and he goes to Kansas City, bro, DJ Moore is going to look like a fucking god with Patrick Mahomes, and we're going to look like fucking fools fucking trading him away, man. And I don't want to look like no fucking fool, man.
Hey, if you're DJ Moore,
right?
Like, how would
DJ Moore with Patrick Mahomes will have 1,400 receiving yards, bro. Every year, bro.
That would be the best thing. That would be like Stephon Diggs going to Buffalo. Like
so if they truly want DJ G, the only way I'm willing to even give away DJ Moore, I need more than just a first-round draft pick. Because I know what he's going to do with Patrick Mahomes, man. And if they truly want fucking DJ Moore, they'll bring it to the fucking table. But the thing is, man, the Carolina Panthers are so fucking stupid, man. They'll take anything, man. They'll probably trade DJ. No, I'm not even gonna say nothing stupid, bro.
So
Andy
hey, real
Reid would
quick,
have
man.
a field day with DJ Moore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're DJ
Yeah.
Moore, like that you would probably love that. Hey, real quick, I never seen it
Hell yeah,
before.
you
Let
would
me
love that.
welcome. Hey, hang on real quick. Let me welcome. Let me see if I'm saying it. The synagogue. You there, man?
Yeah. You can just call me Jay if you want. That's a lot easier.
Jay,
But yeah, you
cool.
perfectly.
What's up, Jay? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you guys hosting these things.
Yeah, man.
Wanted to. I got to be honest. So I don't know if you guys have talked about this yet or not because I only got to tune in about 5 minutes before I decided to jump in. But
you're cool. Go ahead.
I watched Matt Rhule's interview or whatever you call that when he was in the press conference and DJ Moore's. And I got to be honest with you. I think that these people, like Matt Rhule in particular, but the media also, I think they're like starting fires that aren't there. Like these guys are getting along and are trying to make everything work with a really short time scale and with a lot of dysfunction in the locker room. And we got this coach saying some stupid shit like, "Oh, the receivers got to get open." Like, why are you trying to start fights between your number one receiver and your starting quarterback?
Is that
doesn't make any sense.
Bro, don't even get me started on that fucking rat, bro. That's not a leader, bro.
It's almost like when you're the head coach of a football team, your job is to try and put out fires instead of starting them. And I agree. And listen, on this podcast, we were very critical of Teddy Bridgewater when we felt like he was doing the same thing. When we felt like he was throwing his teammates. But even still, it's like we're going to keep the same energy, man. And I feel like Matt Rhule, for the past 2 years, he does these things, and I agree with you, Jay. He'll make these comments that then puts it on DJ to kind of answer for his own self in the interview that I just played a minute ago. It's like, okay, I'm not getting open. So what am I supposed to say about that?
A DJ guy who never ever has drama around him.
Right. Is he supposed to directly contradict the head coach? Like now you're putting him in a position where he either throws his coach under the bus and it makes him look like a bad teammate and a bad player, or he defends himself, or he disagrees
Cody.
with it and throws himself under the bus.
This is called the Baker Mayfield effect.
Oh,
well, I got to disagree with that, to be honest with you, because I think this is DJ Moore and Baker and Robbie Anderson and Christian McCaffrey. These guys get along with each other from everything I think we've been able to gather. Matt Rhule's the one who said some just nonsense about DJ Moore that leads DJ Moore to feel like he needs to defend himself, which then starts beef that's not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, but if you watch the Baker interview, even Baker said that he's like, he talked about the throw in the red zone where he missed DJ. He didn't say shit about, DJ has to get open. He's like, that's on me. Like I just airmailed it. Like DJ got open.
Baker owns up for it. He don't ever put the blame off on somebody else. Baker owns up on it. I'll give the man that. But now the only one who wants to blame the wide receivers is the same guy who said last year stopping the run was everybody's fault on defense. He didn't say it was the defensive line. He didn't say it was the linebackers. It's everybody. It's Matt Rhule always wants to blame the entire team. If he can figure out how to blame the defensive players for the bad offensive plays, he would do that.
That game against the Eagles where we lose the game 21-18. Rhule has a habit thus far. He has a habit of putting the blame on the wrong position group, the wrong person, and saying the wrong damn thing. Because after that Eagles loss, he says that we had a lead and you'd want your defense to blah 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 blah. But let's not speak on Sam Darnold's 3 fucking interceptions. Let's not speak on the special teams giving up allowing a punt to be blocked.
Right.
No, we're just the strength of this team is the defense. I'm a blame the defense. Like you can't be doing that. Whoever it was that just said it, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Rhule is starting fires. Like whether I hope he's aware of what he's saying and he realizes he's saying the wrong damn thing. Because if he's unconsciously saying it, it's worse than being conscious to what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah. Hey, I know Al the Sailor wanted to jump in. Go ahead, Al.
Oh no, I was just agreeing with Buddy. He's deflecting. That's all he does. He deflected onto somebody else beside himself. Like he got something like some kind of mental block on himself. Like he thinks he's like untouchable or something. He's always deflecting onto somebody. He deflected onto the offensive coordinator last year. Now he's deflecting on the wide receivers not getting open. When they're open, you can clearly see they're open. We're watching the games, bro. We see the games.
Okay, let me ask you.
In the pocket and can't see nothing because he's 6 foot tall.
Hey, let me ask you this: when is enough? Like if us as fans can see this shit. David Tepper's a $1 billion motherfucker, right? How the fuck can he not see this shit? Like, what's it gonna take for us to get this motherfucker fired, bro? Because I'm telling you guys, this is salvageable. It truly is. But the only way we're gonna be able to save this franchise, bro, is through the fucking draft. And we're not gonna win no Super Bowl. Anyway, bro, we're not going to no playoffs. We're not gonna have a successful season, man. We need to stop being so biased, bro. I love the Carolina Panthers, bro, but I know what it is, man. I know what it is, bro. Hey, if we lose Christian McCaffrey, then what? Then what?
Gee, that's what we started
Christian
off the show
McCaffrey.
with.
We have other people that can.
No, fuck that shit. We don't even use those other people. We don't even use them.
You know what, Matt? McCaffrey barely played the Browns. Barely had any touches on the Browns. McCaffrey don't play every down anymore.
But G baby, let me ask you
because he don't.
But G baby, let me ask you this though, right? Like, you know, we're talking about Matt Rhule. So earlier on, it was reported that David Tepper, his patience is running thin. And there are other people in NFL circles that don't believe that Matt Rhule is very long for the Panthers. And they're already talking about people like Sean Payton and Dan Quinn, the former coach of the Falcons. So, and that's another thing that we're not talking about enough. Even if we fire Matt Rhule, do we trust David Tepper enough to make the right decision about who the next head coach is? Because I don't know if I do.
No, because I don't even want a Sean Payton. I don't even want a fucking Dan Quinn. I want a Brian Leftwich, okay? I want a Josh Flores. I want a Jim Harbaugh. I want a fucking Dion Sanders, bruh. I want blue-collar motherfuckers that the locker room's gonna fucking respect, dog. No one respects Matt Rhule, bro. No one respects him, man. Bro, I'm telling y'all, we're going dark ages, bro. I'm trying to prepare y'all, man. Y'all about to get your hearts played with, man. My heart's already been played with too many fucking times, man. How many times y'all gonna let go?
We've been in so many abusive relationships.
I've been down this road a whole bunch. A whole bunch.
I've been a Panther fan a long time, bro. This ain't the first time.
No, I agree with you, Jace. Dude, it ain't the first time. It probably won't be the last.
No.
David Tepper don't really give a damn what the fans want. When he fires Matt Rhule, he can go fire the head coach he wants.
Y'all remember?
He ain't gonna ask the media. He ain't gonna ask the fans. He didn't ask him when he hired Rhule. He damn sure ain't gonna ask him when they hired somebody else.
You know what's really sad about this, man? Is like, this is
Well, we're gonna white chocolate and Jay.
You know what? How you can tell he doesn't really care what the fans think. He doesn't even care what his own players think.
That's a fact.
With the grass on the field.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Oh yeah, with the turf.
When I read, he ripped the turf off and put dirt and sowed it in grass for one fucking soccer game.
Yeah,
ripped it up to prepare for preseason football.
Yeah.
His football team don't mean jack shit to him.
Hey,
y'all remember when we used to get pissed off about being good every other year?
Yeah. I'd rather be
now
good
we're wishing
every
we
other
were
year
like
than we
that.
are now.
Straight up.
You want to know what's crazy? You want to know what is pissing me off? I'm really starting to look at David Tepper as a fucking Jerry Jones 2.0, but that doesn't have no fucking Super Bowl and it has no fucking football experience, bro.
He's
That's even worse, bro.
He's Food Line
That's
brand
Dan
Jerry Jones. Damn.
Hey, you've been following this podcast for any length of time. I've been saying that shit for a while. That he is a discount Jerry Jones, and he's just the type of person that he said that he wanted to be hands off with the Panthers and let people make decisions that are football
Jerry
people.
Jones gets winning seasons, though.
Every single time that David Tepper, when you watch these Panthers confidentials, David Tepper is a part of every single decision that the Carolina Panthers make. So, you know, that's absolutely relevant. Hey, hang on, I wanted to go to
we
Jay.
trust?
I told. Well, we'll go to Jay.
Okay, my bad.
No, you're cool. We'll go to Jay, then we'll go to Al. Then we're gonna get into some of these prize picks. We're gonna break down this game with Carolina and Arizona.
Yeah, so
Jay,
I think the
go
thing
ahead.
that is really kind of disheartening about this is, well, there's a couple things. The first thing is, you know, a lot of people are not, and I mean media people, are not pointing out the things that demonstrate its coaching. Like the first time I ever called in with you guys was on the Browns game just to start this year. And they call a running play on 3rd and 11 after having run the football 9 times up into that point, which is ridiculous. I mean, that's a ridiculously low amount of times, but then you're going to decide to run it on 3rd and 11. And then when you actually have the chance on your next drive to get something done, they call this ridiculous trick play where they have Baker throw it underneath and then they just start throwing the ball around like they're playing in a playground or something. And one of the things that blows my mind about how little attention is being given to Matt Rhule is this roster. I know it doesn't seem like it right now because we're playing a bunch of crap games, but this roster is stupid talented. Like, Baker Mayfield set the NFL rookie record for touchdown passes in 13 games. Christian McCaffrey is one of 3 running backs to ever have 1,000 rush and receiving yards. DJ Moore just had 3 1,000-yard seasons with Teddy Bridgewater and freaking Cam Newton on his deathbed. You know what I mean?
And Kyle Allen.
For real, this is a really good. Robbie Anderson's really good. This defense is really good, and you keep seeing mistakes like, you know, Baker muffs a punt or Shi Smith drops a pass in the red zone, or you're calling a 3rd and 11. What do all those things have in common? Matt Rhule's the coach. You know what I mean? Like, it's not any of these individual guys. I think, like, it's hard for these kids to be, you know, as good as they can be when you have someone who's just so utterly incompetent running the show.
Absolutely. And to add on top of that, too, the NFL by design is made where teams are close. You know, when you look at free agency and the salary cap and you look at the draft, the worst teams pick first, you know, you have a system where if you're the worst team in the NFL, you get access to the best players. So every team has really good football players. The difference is coaching. And if you keep on finding yourself in these, you know, 3-point losses, 5-point losses, you know, these narrow losses, well, then the play on the field isn't exactly the problem. It's the coaching. And a real big problem for a long time for us, man.
The other team just needs 17 points. That's a problem.
Shout out Cody. Right. Tony's in the chat. Been in the chat for a while. He said we can't.
Cody's right.
He said if Daniel Jones is our quarterback, he'll shut down the podcast.
Yeah, right. Hey, let me let Al get in on this, and then we're gonna do some prize picks. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah. Buddy's right. He was talking about shit. But Cody's right also, coaching. Because look at the Jaguars. They got Doug Peterson, and now they're 2-1, but they look good. They got players. We got players. We got talent. And then the problem with the team is that the owner, he doesn't give a fuck. You can see that. He doesn't care about what we think. And then the coaching, they care about too much of what the fans think. And make the changes from the quarterbacks because they hear the fucking people talking. So now they got to go get a new quarterback. They hear somebody talking. Now I got to get a quarterback. They hear people talking. Oh, we're going to shut down. Oh, we're running them too much. We're running CMC too much. No. You know, so they shut him down for the whole first game for no reason. You know, that's the issue. They care too much what the fans think when they shouldn't, and the owner don't give a fuck what the fans think.
Yeah.
So that's the issue right there, bro. That's the
And
issue right there.
it seems like they're analysts too. Like they changed their game plan. You know, they lick their fingers, stick their finger up in the air, and whatever way the wind's blowing, that's what they're gonna do. Last year they were like, "Oh, we need to run the football, go run first football team," and we're built to do so.
Hey, Cody.
We are built to run the football, and yet this year they have it in their mind that they're gonna be this #1 passing attack in the NFL. And that's just not going to happen. Like, even if you're optimistic about Baker Mayfield, that's fine. You can run an offense with Baker Mayfield that can be successful. But you are not going to do it throwing the football 30-plus times a game. Like, that's just not a recipe for success.
You know, one thing I don't like about the draft, or not the draft, is about developing and stuff. You take Greg Little. Greg Little was told was a second-round pick. Now, he had a rough rookie year and a year after. But Matt Rhule said that Greg Little, if you remember, couldn't play nothing but left tackle. He couldn't play guard. He couldn't play right tackle. He could only play left tackle when he was awful at it. So they traded him to the Dolphins for a 7th-round pick.
And he's a starting
Do you know he's the starting
And remember,
Dolphins
Tua was left-handed.
right tackle?
Yep. And yeah, that's a great point, Jay Subs. Like, that's basically the left tackle for Tua.
Yeah.
Because that's Tua Tagovailoa's blind side.
Bro, that was fucking Kyler Murray's tackle in high school, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, okay, this is my thing. This is all on fucking Matt Rhule, bro. I want Fit gone. I want Fitterer needs to get the fuck out of Carolina. Listen, we need to do it the correct way. Hire the GM first, and then let the fucking GM hire the goddamn head coach, bro. This is not difficult, bro. We need a complete rebuild. And listen, Brian Burns, I love you, bro. But we cannot afford to give Brian Burns a fucking max contract, bro. I'm sorry, guys. Brian Burns fans, fuck him.
I agree.
I mean, there's a lot to agree with.
Bro, we have to do this the right. Cody left. We got to do this the right way, bro. I'm losing my fucking mind, bro. I get made fun at work every day, bro. I can't do it no more, bro. I can't, dude.
Hey, no. Look, I
can't do it no more, bro.
Look, I know it's rough. I know we're going to disagree on this. I really think that Fitterer needs an opportunity to pick his guy.
What has he done?
Fitterer, but do you trust Tepper to hire a coach though? Because this guy who wanted to get rid of Mike Tomlin when he was a majority owner at the Steelers. Come on, man. The man never had a losing season. You want to get rid of him? He won a championship?
Oh, I didn't know that.
You never knew that? Yeah. He tried to get rid of Mike Tomlin. He wanted him gone.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Yep.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Got a Mr. Burns, a Mr. Burns vibe to him. But hey, before we go forward, man. So look, we're gonna talk about this matchup this Sunday with the Arizona Cardinals, man. A lot of people think this is do or die for us, but one of the ways that we're gonna do it is using PrizePicks, man. We've been trying to make some money off these PrizePicks. It's been up and down for your boys here on the Free For All and on the Tuesday show. But let me tell you, we continue to get messages from people who have been making some good cash off this PrizePicks, man. So download PrizePicks today. Play daily fantasy sports with us. Make sure you use the promo code C3 when you sign up. All first-time users that deposit and use our C3 promo code will receive a $100 instant deposit match up to $100. If you deposit $100, PrizePicks gives you $100. If you deposit $50, PrizePicks will give you $50. That's PrizePicks.com. And I was saying this during the Madden simulation last night with CK. The key to this matchup is preventing Kyler Murray from running the football all over us. So, my question first: does this defense have what it takes to contain Kyler Murray inside the pocket?
No.
Why not?
You saw what Daniel Jones did?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but they had a running back.
That's true.
They got a running back though.
I actually think that they do, and the reason why I say that
They do.
is because I may not like the guy, but Phil Snow does generally, when he knows what he's approaching, he can. But you got to remember that conversation that Cody, not Cody, I don't think you were part of that, but CK and Tony had with the Saints or the Cards guy earlier this week. He said the team, the players are not nowhere near in up for playing for their coach anymore. So they don't have a lot of wide receivers anyway that are healthy, and
yeah, but our defense over pursues, so we're gonna break contain. It's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, he's going to run a little bit. That's just going to be expected. But to me, you force him to stay in the pocket and make him throw the ball. But I mean, he's just one guy. To be honest, you need to hit him harder when you hit him. Stop. The NFL players need to stop being a pussy about it and hit the son of a bitch like you would in a fight.
So on the note of containing Kyler and preventing him from beating us with his legs, there's one player in particular that I don't think we've seen up to this point, and I feel like he would be the perfect counter to Kyler. Like legitimately, just throw him out there as a QB spy, and that would be Brendan Smith. Like
Barno too.
Both of them highly athletic, but sub 4.4s. Just throw him out there, let him spy on Kyler. He decides to run. He's not a big dude, and Brendan Smith, 6'3",
gigantic.
Hey, real quick, man. Let me welcome my brother from up north, Nick Montiero, to the show. What's going on, dude?
What up, man? How's it going, everybody? Sorry I'm late. Had to help my buddies move some cars with my truck.
It's all good, man. Hey, you're the guy with the truck. It's your responsibility to help everybody do shit. Right?
I am the guy with the truck, and you also don't know who this is. So anybody who listened to the Tuesday show gets that reference.
Yeah, man. All right. I like that. But yeah, so just looking at this matchup, they have Kyler Murray at projected 22.5 rushing yards. Do y'all think he's good for more than that? Because I kind of think so.
Yes.
23.
No, yeah. 22.5.
I think he'll get a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I think the problem with Kyler Murray, honestly, is he's like really chaotic. So it's kind of you guys. I mean, I wasn't actually alive when Doug Flutie was playing, but I watch a lot of like old film, and he reminds me a lot of Doug Flutie, not just in the sense that he's so small, but in the sense it's like, oh well, what's going to happen next? You don't really know. So to be honest with you, I think the only real way, kind of as you were saying, to contain Kyler is you got to keep him in the pocket. He's just too small to actually throw consistently from the pocket. Even, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, they've never remained stationary in the pocket because it's too difficult to do.
And didn't we only get one sack against the Saints? How many sacks we get?
2.
Yeah, we got 2.
Yeah.
So
I don't think our D line's that great though.
The last game against the LA Rams, he only had 8 rushing yards.
But you remember
they got Aaron Donald.
Remember what Murray told his own wide receivers through the media that I have the right and the ability to change anything any way I want and play any way I want. You just got to keep up. How does that build team chemistry?
For everyone who does not like Baker, at the very least, Baker has not come out and said some shit like that.
Exactly.
This motherfucker we get broke.
Because if I'm an offensive lineman and he calls my ass out, his ass gonna be sacked that next play because my ass ain't blocking for that motherfucker. That's my opinion.
In a way, though, that comment he made was kind of what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like he just does whatever, and the coaching staff just lets him get away with it. Cliff Kingsbury's honestly not a good coach, but that's not really the point.
No.
There's a guy who wants to come into. There's a guy who wants to come into the show right now, who's like calling us fake fans and talking shit, bro. What the fuck? Why would I even let you come in talking shit, bro? Straight up.
I believe
He just wants to come on and show his dick.
I believe.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, Code Dog.
Last man, what up, bro?
Be fired before.
What's good with y'all? Hey, I know that.
Yeah, man.
I know that ain't G Baby on the screen. Is that G Baby down there?
What's good,
Yeah,
G?
it's G Baby.
You said what now, Cody?
Nah, I'm just saying, welcome to the show, man. I didn't give you your intro. What's up, dude?
Hey, okay, hey, I'm a little bit late. I know I'm about an hour late, but hey, I'm on here though.
Nah, you're cool, bro. You're cool. Let me look at some of these Panthers stats right quick. Nick, well, how about this? As I look through, I'm gonna have them up on screen. If y'all see something that jumps out, y'all let me know, and I might put it up. I might put like 3 or 4 picks up there today. But just what do y'all think of this matchup in general? I know JD said Brandon Smith that would be cool to get him involved in the game plan. Do y'all think that's actually going to happen?
Fuck no, man. Hey, Christian don't play.
I don't know. They're Christian's gonna play. Ain't nothing wrong with Christensen.
Oh, y'all better hope you better play, man.
Which Christians are you talking about?
But this is the thing. This is my thing, man. And this is why we need to trade Christian McCaffrey, bro. Because they're already scared shitless to get this guy injured. So even if he does play, do you really think they're going to play him more than like 10, 15 fucking snaps? So what's the point of even, like, bruh?
Dude, why are you preaching to the choir? Turn around, go up there and preach to David Tepper. You don't even preach to us. We already agree with that shit. Damn,
So what are we
if
gonna
it was up to me, I'd have traded. If it was up to me, Christian McCaffrey would not have wore a Panther jersey. I wouldn't have drafted that sorry bastard. Because I like any little one-up wide receiver.
All right, one at a time, y'all. One at a time.
Hold on. Pickle, hold on, Pickle. You said you would trade CMC. You said Pickle. No. You said CMC is overrated and all this stuff. Is that what you said, Pickle?
He's a wide receiver playing running back. I've always said that. Always. I thoroughly believe he's a wide receiver playing running back. If he played wide receiver and we lined him up in the running back, occasionally he would be Deebo Samuels before there was a Deebo Samuels. The only difference between the two is Deebo plays wide receiver, McCaffrey plays running back. The only difference.
I mean, Deebo is a running back that plays wide receiver.
Exactly. So the same person, same difference. It's just Christian and the position of running back. He believes it in his head. Carolina Blitz lady, what's her name? I've got stuck. But anyway, she was on WFNZ today. She said, and I quote her, she said, McCaffrey refuses to play slot receiver. He don't like it, and he will argue with the coaches about it. He is a running back only, and he don't want to play wide receiver. That's why you don't see him a lot in the slot. He argues about lining up in the slot. He is a running back. He believes it in his head that he is as good of a running back, as good as a power running back as Derrick Henry. That dude is not. If you used McCaffrey the correct way, he would be an excellent football player. But we don't use him that way. And the majority of it is.
If that's the case, Pickle, If Christian McCaffrey wants to be a one-trick pony, then he needs to get this bitch ass out of fucking Carolina then. Because of the use that then he needs to get the fuck out, bro. Because you know what, Pickle? He's just as good as a receiver as he is a rusher, bro. So if he only wants to stick to fucking rushing, then bro, that gives me more of a even reason to get him the fuck out, dog.
I agree.
What did
I
think it was
one problem. David Tepper, Matt Rhule, and Scott Fitterer do not listen to our opinion.
All right, so look, let me pass it around and make sure I'm getting everyone in on this conversation. Jay, go ahead, Jay.
I was just gonna say I think it was Tony, but it might have been somebody else. But last Sunday was saying I feel like you got to treat Christian McCaffrey like a rental car. I think that's exactly right. Like it's time to just. I'm not saying that, I don't want anything like bad to happen to him, like something like Tua, God forbid, right? But you can't he's damaged goods. You got to just use what you can get out of him and then send him on his way. Because at this point, you're not getting Christian McCaffrey, of the past. It's not possible. That's not how the human body works. It breaks over time. You know what I mean? And especially because this dude does not know how to not take a hit. One of the things about Kyler we were talking earlier, somebody was saying how you got to just hit him. One of the things about Kyler is he's real smart about not taking big hits, right? He knows how to move his body in such a way that when he's sacked, when he's getting hit, he's taking most of the blows on areas that he can handle it, right? His shoulders and shit like that. Plenty of these guys don't know how to do that. It ended RG3's career in a single game. Just blew up.
Emmitt Smith was the king of it, man.
Slide. Christian McCaffrey's got to learn how to take hits.
Well, also, we keep on having this conversation on whether or not Matt Rhule is giving our other running backs enough snaps, and whether or not we're using
because he wants
Christian
to win.
McCaffrey too much.
I don't think Matt Rhule's intelligent enough to do that. I really
He's not because
he's not. He's not that smart.
He's not because, in my opinion, hey, Deontay Foreman is one hell of a fucking running back, bro. He's a great running back. There's no reason why Chuba fucking Hubbard should be starting over Deontay Foreman, bro. I thought this was going to be
3rd and 2.
Bro, I thought this was going to be okay. Let's run the ball through Christian McCaffrey and Deontay Foreman, hit the play action with Baker's bitch ass, and then go that way, bro. But it's the total opposite, bro. Like this scheme, everything they have going on is not working, bro. It doesn't mesh, bro. It needs to get the fuck out, bro. Done. It don't make sense.
Why they make the move? They make the
DJ
move.
Moore for 2 yards and 1 reception is blast.
Hold on, Jay. We gotta get some other people in here, bro. Hold on. Let me let Al go. Go ahead, Al.
No, I agree with G, baby. They're making the moves and they don't fucking use the moves. Why would you why are we wasting the fucking money? You know, it's stupid.
Yeah, that's
you go
been
get
my
the
biggest
fucking
thing.
lineman. Don't even put the lineman in the game. Don't even start him.
Yeah,
come on, man.
This
guy, Danny Wilson, he's been on.
Hey, let me ask you guys this. If we want to trade Christian McCaffrey, what do you think we could get out of Christian McCaffrey right now? And I want your guys' honest opinions, man. Like, if we were to trade him, what could we get for Christian right now?
I'm gonna be honest. I think it's probably almost nothing. The reason I say that is because, when you look at what happened,
No.
Like Carson Wentz. Now, Carson Wentz isn't great. Don't get me wrong, but he's a quarterback. That's the most valuable position in the league, and he's probably at least top 16, top 20. And they got 3 draft picks for him. None of them higher in the 2nd round.
So hang on. Wait, hold on. Time out. So again, to make sure everybody gets their voice heard, I'm going to moderate this around. Let me go to Nick first, because Nick, I want to get you in on this. Like, what kind of value does Christian McCaffrey have right now? Keeping in mind that even this week there's been rumors about maybe he is hurt. You know, he didn't practice a lot. Today was I think the first day that he practiced this week. So what is realistically the most that you would be able to get for Christian McCaffrey now?
Well, first things first, Carson Wentz is not a top 15 or 20 quarterback. Okay, let's just put that one behind us. Okay, but I'm not going to be worried about Christian until there's something to be worried about. You know, we'll see him on Sunday. I'm almost 99% positive that we'll see him on Sunday, and everything will be fine.
Yeah,
At this point, we at this point we're resting him just to rest him if there's even a concern because we're so worried about his past. You guys are right. We need to treat him like a rental car. We need to actually, go out and beat the shit out of him in games. And it sucks because his longevity isn't going to be there. But if he doesn't want to play wide receiver and he's a damn good running back, we should use him. Now, at the same time, with the history concerns that we've had with him, it should be pretty obvious to Ben McAdoo that he needs to have a game plan that does not revolve around Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
He needs to almost have two separate playbooks for when Christian McCaffrey is there and for when he is not. Okay? Or have two running backs that have a very similar running style or play style.
Yeah.
But I don't know how Deontay Foreman is.
No, dude, I hear you. I completely agree with you. I think that we should have done that the past few seasons. Have a playbook that has McCaffrey as the centerpiece, and then one that is able to move other pieces around. Hey, real quick, man. Shout out to God of Blackness, man, with the $20. I appreciate that love, man. Hopefully I'll be able to recoup up. Maybe get some back on these prize picks. Real quick. So these are the picks I'm going with. Y'all tell me if y'all think I'm crazy. I got Kyler Murray at more than 22.5 rushing yards. I got Baker Mayfield at less than 205.5 passing yards. And I got McCaffrey at more than 66.5 rushing yards. Y'all think that's a good ticket? I mean, I've been looking at these. Like, they got DJ Moore at 40, at almost 50 receiving yards, and if you look at the analytics and the data, he hasn't done that in the past 3 games. So
what are they saying for Robbie? Because here's the thing,
Hey,
man.
Cole.
Even though I think Christian's gonna play, I wouldn't necessarily be betting money on him. I'd be betting more money on what's been proven to us. He has a connection with Robbie. Okay, he had a connection with Laviska last week.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too, the Cardinals' defense it's not as scary as it should be. So I think we're gonna air it out this week. I think this is actually gonna be the week where we're gonna get our shit together. I don't think we're gonna come away with the W because I think Arizona is gonna get their offense together too.
Hey, Cole. Hey, Cody.
Yeah, go ahead, Locks, and then we'll go to
Hey, Cole.
Go ahead, Locks. Yeah, go ahead. I hear you. What's up?
Did y'all talk about that? I seen a rumor today that said the Panthers and the Chiefs are talking about a DJ Moore trade or something like that. You heard about it?
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit.
Okay.
I tell you what, we'll send DJ and McCaffrey to the Chiefs, and they send us Patrick Mahomes. We'll even send them a second round pick.
Pickle, you might as well hope in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up first, brother. I'm
not.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be happening.
I
man.
don't.
Who's Mahomes throwing to?
But okay, that's why I said low key a DJ Moore trade. That would be a team that makes sense because I think that they're missing Tyreek Hill now. If you added a DJ Moore Chiefs offense, dude, that's like giving Stephon Diggs to Josh Allen. Like all of a sudden you have a new dynamite quarterback combo. So for them, I understand it, right? And when it comes to a McCaffrey trade, like G Baby asked earlier, like if you were to trade McCaffrey, who would do it and for how much? The only team that's going to trade for a running back with an injury history is a playoff contender. So in my mind, that's the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, but either the Eagles or the Buffalo Bills, like a team that's ready to make a legit Super Bowl push right now. Other than that, it's not going to be some middle of the pack football team that's going to try and trade for DJ Moore or Christian McCaffrey. Like you're talking about teams that are trying to win right now, and I don't know how many times those opportunities are going to present themselves. So as of right now, I'm not trading no one. However, if we start losing the next 4 or 5 games, then dude, I'm telling you, we have to adjust accordingly.
Let's all remember though, too, Cody. Remember what Scott Fitterer priced C-Mac this offseason. Remember the Bills were interested, but Scott Fitterer wouldn't take anything less than a first pick, and they weren't ready to do that. Remember,
Well,
Scott
can you blame him?
Fitterer. No, but if Scott Fitterer, well, I can't probably, but if Scott Fitterer prices these players higher than the other team are going to give, Scott Fitterer may not budge. So you may not get rid of anybody to the price of. Dude in the chat said Terrence Marshall Jr. to the Bills. Brad, why would anybody give anything for Terrence Marshall Jr.?
Because the Bills have that OC there, or their quarterback coach there.
Yeah, well,
Joe Brady.
Yeah, but he's just their quarterback.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, but you know what? Let's face it. One team already fell for it once. Who's to say that this team won't fall for it again?
Well, if Ken Dorsey falls for it, then Ken Dorsey can stay up.
But also to add on that, Nick, look at what the Panthers traded C.J. Henderson for. That you're talking about C.J. being a top 10 pick, and
somebody was in the
Terrace
doghouse.
Marshall. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Terrace Marshall was the 2nd round pick that hasn't done anything. So it's like if you're gonna trade Terrace Marshall, you're not gonna be getting a lot for him.
Exactly.
Here's the other thing to remember too. As part of that C.J. Henderson trade, okay, we gave away Dan Arnold. What has Dan Arnold done this year?
Nothing.
Pretty much nothing.
So, he's injured? Is that what you said?
No, I said they got Ingram. They have Ingram now.
Oh yeah, that is
I
right.
don't think he plays.
Yeah. They got Ingram from the Giants up down there in Jacksonville. By the way, these were my picks. I had Kyler Murray at more than 22.5 rushing yards. I got Baker Mayfield at less than 205.5 passing yards.
You're gonna regret that, man. I think he's gonna get more than that this week.
I gotta see it, man. I gotta see it. I hope I'm wrong, but I gotta see it. Honestly, I hope I'm not wrong. I'd like to win some fucking money if I'm being real with you. And I got Christian McCaffrey at more than 66.5 rushing yards. Once again, you guys, this is our first sponsor. If you want to help out the C3 Panthers podcast, definitely check out PrizePicks. Download PrizePicks today. Play fantasy sports with us. Make sure you use the promo code C3 when you sign up. Shout out to PrizePicks. Make you some cash, y'all. I mean, there's no reason not to, especially if you feel confident about your picks. You know, this helps us. And you can help out your own pockets, man. Why wouldn't you want to do that? So all right. We're going to just continue to talk about this game anymore. Or we're going to continue to talk about kind of the ins and outs of this. You know, Nick, you're saying that you think we're going to be able to pass the ball all over the yard, and this is going to be the week that we do it. What about this matchup makes you feel so confident in that?
It just doesn't seem like the Cardinals' defense is on par with anything that we faced. And don't get me wrong, the Browns, you know, their front seven, great, you know, so that definitely put a lot of pressure on our O-line, especially with them being as freshly put together as they were.
And their corners are
now,
good too.
Yeah. Well, wait, hold on. Whose corners are good? Ours or theirs? Because I thought their corners weren't that great.
The Browns had good corners as well.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And they knew Baker. So it's like it was the perfect storm for the Browns to win. You know what I mean? And then the Giants, we still just didn't have our shit together. And it was terrible play calling. You know, so at this point, Matt Rhule is feeling the pressure. Okay, he's got to get his shit together. And it's either going to come together this week or it's just not going to this season. I hate to be that guy that says, you know, the week 4 game is what's going to decide it for us. But if we can't beat a hobbled together Cardinals team that's missing Nuke Hopkins and some of their other wide receivers, and their defense isn't that great. When are we going to put it together?
And their injury report is huge. I mean, it's pretty not huge.
Oh, thanks for
Big
bringing
players.
that up.
Yep.
I do have the injury report somewhere here. Yeah, they're not very healthy right now. So
You know, and I love the Cardinals. They were my sleeper. They were like my team that I was rooting to go all the way last year. And you know, I've always been kind of a fan of them.
Yeah, the Cardinals have ruled out AJ Green for Sunday's game versus Carolina due to a hamstring injury.
I have them on my fantasy.
And they're listing wide
And
receivers.
here's the thing to remember too.
Hmm?
Here, I was just say, sorry about that. One of the things to remember here too that kind of bodes for us, and this is actually not a joke. A lot of people laugh when I say this, but it's not a joke. Kyler Murray is taller than every single receiver that he has on the field this week. Kyler Murray's 5'10". George Dortch is like 5'7". Isabella's like 5'8". They're tiny dudes. Hollywood Brown, right?
The DJ Moore said, "That's my man."
But yeah, they no more. He's questionable with the hamstring, and Marquise Brown is questionable with a foot injury. So this is I mean, look, this is one of those.
To put Jeremy Chin in the box.
Yeah, like they're gonna have to do that, and they're gonna have to spy the hell out of the quarterback because you cannot let Kyler Murray break contain. Like so much of this game is, are they going to be able to keep Kyler Murray inside the pocket? That's what the Rams did, but I don't know that the Panthers have an Aaron Donald. In fact, I'm certain they don't.
I think Burns is gonna. I think
Aaron
Burns
Donald's
is
not
gonna do a
spying.
little work.
Aaron Donald's not spying.
Might get a duck.
Murray.
On the
I
B1.
heard the alien spaceship in the background.
It sounded like a submarine.
Nah, that's my TV. My bad.
Turn that damn TV down,
You
Jody.
tell me who's the Cardinals starting receivers then? Can you guys tell me that?
Yeah,
they
so
got
they
George Dortch, or Greg Dortch. Sorry, not George. I think it's Greg. Anyway, they got Andy Isabella. I think Hollywood Brown is over there, and and tight end Zach Ertz, but obviously that's not a wide receiver. He is receiving.
They still hold on. They still have James Conner, right?
Yeah, he's back from injury.
Yeah.
Now.
Bro, what the man? Y'all sleeping on the Cardinals, bro. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
He ain't done nothing in 2 years.
Hey, you know, hey, Mr. Pickle. Hey, Mr. Pickle, you've been talking shit on Kyler all motherfucking offseason, bro. So if he kicks our ass, G, I put this shit on you, G. I put this on you, bro.
I'm right here, brother.
How about that, bro? You've been on his fucking ass all fucking offseason, bro. So he gonna show you something.
If it gets rid of Matt Rhule, you can do what the hell you want to, brother.
Hey, listen. Hey, but wait, let me say one thing, G baby. If JC Horn balls out, I'm gonna be like, "What's up, G? You were trying to trade him." I'm saying, dude, this dude has all the potential in the world, and for anybody that was giving up on JC Horn too early, especially in a matchup like this, where like Jay said, they ain't got a receiver over 5'9". That's a perfect matchup for JC Horn. He's about to ball.
Listen, G baby, my friend, as everybody can see, I'm in Bristol, Tennessee. I'm too fat and lazy to run far, so my ass ain't never going nowhere. Anybody got a problem with what I say? I'm right here.
No,
come see me, and I'll give you a pickle hug. How's that?
Hey, that's what the free for all is, man. We talk shit on the free for all. If y'all ain't figured that out.
Pause here. Pause.
Everybody need a pickle
No,
hug.
we don't.
Yeah, here.
We don't pause. No, we don't pause over here, Nick.
Hey, G baby.
There is some stuff that bodes potentially well for our offense if they can get it going.
Been actually for about 2 weeks now. GB, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Locke. Go ahead, G.
Go ahead, Lux.
So
Finish what you were saying, Lux.
Cardinals have given up
hey,
70.9% completion percentage, 8.2 yards per attempt. I have the stats up right now. 70.9% completion percentage, 8.2 yards per pass attempt, 843 pass yards, 7 touchdowns, and no picks. So if Baker's going to wake up, if the offense is going to wake up passing, it will be this week because this defense is terrible on the pass.
Okay.
Yeah, the defense sucks this year.
Let me go to Lux Man real quick. Lux, jump in, man.
And like I was saying, G Baby been missing for like 2 weeks. And that G Baby has been missing for about 2 weeks now.
He said he had
COVID. I ain't hear your ass in about 2 weeks.
He been hanging out with the Saints.
Oh yeah, COVID.
No, I had COVID for like 3 weeks now, Jay.
Pickle said he been hanging out with the Saints.
Hell no, not a day in my motherfucking life. You dig?
That's funny, bro.
Jeff R in the chat said, shout out to him. He said, G Baby, you the same dude that said we gonna beat the Saints, but we couldn't beat the Saints, and we did. Of course, anybody can beat them this week because this week they ain't gonna have their running back, they ain't gonna have their quarterback, they ain't gonna have their wide receiver or their left tackle.
I mean, Jameis had a broken back. So.
Hey, how about this? Is there anyone in here who really just doesn't think that the Panthers can win this matchup?
I'm gonna say since we own the Cardinals,
of course it's Nick.
I'm gonna say no. We can beat them for sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in the opposite direction and say that I see this game being something of a blowout. When you look at the way the defense performed last week, I genuinely don't see the defense falling off. And part of that is because I do expect that offense to take a significant step forward this week. They improved from week 1 to week 2, but miscues, guys not being focused, poor play calling. We ended up taking the L in week 2. But week 3, we saw how the defense performed, how the special teams stepped up. I think offensive guys are going to want to go out there and match the defensive guys and special teams guys. They're going to want to match that intensity. So, Nick said this week has to be that springboard game for the offense, and if it comes together,
they can do
the way it could and should look like. It's going to be a entertaining game for Panthers fans, not so entertaining for Cardinals fans.
They can do it. Let me go real quick, Cody.
Yeah. Go ahead, Al.
Hey, they can do it because I mean the defense definitely, because the Cardinals only got 1 touchdown in the first half all year, and then the defense is like one of the worst ranked defenses by like defensive DVOA, all that, those numbers and stuff that they keep talking about. It's like the worst. It's the worst. They're like 30th, 31st, 31. They're fucking terrible defense.
We own Arizona.
Until Kyler starts running around and just slinging the ball, whatever, that's when they start scoring points. But besides that, they try to run their set offense. That shit is trash.
See, when Kyler, the thing that gets me excited about, like if Kyler goes into a scramble drill, Woods and Chin have been like they've been back deep. If Kyler goes into a scramble drill, it's more than likely going to result in a turnover. Like I'm gonna trust the D-line to get after him as it pertains to the D-line and keeping Kyler in the pocket. They are going to have to collapse. Like if we don't have a spy on him, it can't be Burns or just one guy coming off the edge or someone getting pressure up the middle. They have to collapse the pocket. Don't give him anywhere he can run to.
It's got to be more than just one person.
Yeah.
Like
is this not the perfect game for Brandon Smith to make his appearance and really be a big time player in this defense? I think so.
I mean, because I think someone mentioned it in the comments. If not Brandon Smith, shit, I think Louvu's hella fucking athletic enough to fucking spy on him. And the way Louvu's been playing, that Louvu's trying to get paid. That man trying to get to a Pro Bowl. That man trying to get paid, and I'm here for it. Like,
so, yeah, I hear you. So, Nick, why do you think that the Panthers have such an uphill battle against the Cardinals.
The offense just hasn't put it together. I mean, for once, I'm actually not scared of the defense per se. You know, it's just, and I should be scared for the defense. You know, it was one game. Who's to say that we can't stop the run? But, you know, they've made improvements. The offense, however, has successfully, you know, collapsed on itself. So until the offense shows what it can really do, I just can't get behind it. Our defense can't win the games. Our offense has to perform as well. Our schedule is just too tough for our defense to win the games for us.
Does history repeat itself? After this game, will Cliff Kingsbury be fired, and does Matt Rhule again send a "I'm sorry" text after Kingsbury gets fired? Does history repeat itself?
Did he ever send an "I'm sorry" text to someone?
Yeah, he did. Matt, I'm looking at. I heard that Matt Rhule owns Cliff Kingsbury as a coach and guest coach. Well, I went to look this up just now, and there are several. It says here that Cliff Kingsbury got a "I'm sorry" text from Matt Rhule a day after he gets fired, with 2 more years left on his deal. And then this one's posted from the ArizonaCardinals.com. It says Matt Rhule felt sorry or felt sad after the win over Cliff Kingsbury that led him to get fired.
That's why I hate our coach.
Yeah, you don't feel sorry. You brag about that shit. You know, to me, that's why I wouldn't be in the NFL, y'all. I'd get on TV and I'd say, I got your ass fired once. I'm going to do it again, bitch. Right there on TV. My ass would not be in the NFL long.
Yeah, but then you know what happens? The players see that and they get pissed off and they come at us even harder and then whoop our ass.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, so
Either
that
way,
blows
I
up
wouldn't
in
be
our
in the
face.
NFL long. I posted that in the chat if anybody wants to look it up.
No, you're definitely right.
But
I mean, that's
no,
one of
that
the,
is true. Wow, I had never heard that story before.
as
Go
a
ahead.
Gamecock fan, that's one of the things that endeared Steve Spurrier to the fan base. Spurrier was not above taking shots at motherfuckers. I love that shit. I wish Rhule was one of those coaches that like I don't even want it to be a sneak diss. I want it to be, you know, he talking shit about you, but he's doing it in a respectful way.
But he wants to be he wants to be a big shit talker. He just can't win no fucking games.
No. But listen, right? Everybody got on Rhule because he called out Cam, and you know he called out like people used to say, not so much this year, but the first couple years. Oh well, Matt Rhule, he wants to call out players for overthrown balls, and he said you can't turn the ball over. People don't like when a coach calls out a player, but now everybody's like, listen, he got to call out players. He got to talk shit. He got to do this. He got to do that. But when he did it to Cam, nobody liked that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's 1,000% true. I mean, it's like, listen, I don't think you should ever throw your teammates or your coaches under the bus. But that being said, it needs to go both ways. So that's why I don't like, you know, I agree with what Jay said earlier. It's like we have a coach that is like pouring gasoline onto the fire of all these things rather than being a team guy and not putting forth these narratives that's like, oh, either Baker Mayfield is missing or DJ Moore isn't separating in his routes. It's like it doesn't have to be one or the other. And either way, you shouldn't be putting them in a position where they have to answer one way or the other. It's not leadership material, man.
That and also the more information he gives away in these press conferences, the better other teams can read us. You know, it's all about tactics. You say the least amount possible, so that way you let the other person imagine the most possible.
That's what I think these injuries things are with McCaffrey. I don't think there's nothing wrong with McCaffrey. I don't think there never has been. Fact is, most of those on the injuries, I don't think there's anything wrong. But I believe it's Matt Rhule's way of trying to sneak one over on the other team.
Yeah. Pickle, you right? Because like I was watching the show, a show earlier this morning, and they were saying, well, CMC, he can't stay healthy. He's on the injury report every week, and I was trying to tell him, listen, he's on the injury report every week because they're going to arrest him every week, and they got to find out, and they got to find some type of injury to say he's on. They can't just say, well, he's rested. So
they can't.
They just making up. Yeah. So they just making up any type of little like CMC said.
Friday, basically for the rest of the year.
He said, if I take a leak, I'm on the injury report. So listen now, he's gonna be on the injury report probably every week. But I don't think none of those injuries that they're saying is serious. So he's gonna play. He's gonna play, man. He's gonna play.
I think another thing too is I think McCaffrey, because they're so hell bent on finding an injury, because they keep on like anytime anything happens, they're like McCaffrey hurt. It's like they want him to be hurt, and I think they're trying to throw the reporters like some bait to make them look stupid or some shit.
I need CMC to just come out and pull an AI. Like when the reporters are asking him about practice, just hit the AI code on him, man. They're like, we talking about practice? We talking about practice.
Yeah.
One thing, if you look back, if you remember, Matt Rhule often blame the offensive.
Well, I said thanks, bro. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go stargaze a little bit.
I appreciate you, bro. Later, Al.
What I'm trying to get to is I believe I keep hearing our coaches when somebody talks to them about playing time to a player, they all keep referring to Matt Rhule. Well, you have to ask Matt Rhule. And I wonder real hard now that I think about it. Scott Fitterer signs the free agents. Matt Rhule decides who plays. So if that's the case, there's a reason why maybe Scott Fitterer saw it, because I wonder if Scott Fitterer has it in his head the only way that his guys that he signed a free agency are going to play, if he don't have the ability to fire Matt Rhule himself, is to trade some of the assets.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a thought.
I mean, potentially.
Because it's the only way I'm trying to justify that Matt Rhule's not playing hardly any of the folks that were signed in free agency this year.
I feel like that's more of a McAdoo and Snow thing. Like I think that Rhule is, especially with the hiring of McAdoo, him having already had NFL experience. I feel like he essentially went hands off and just he essentially went hands off.
When the offensive line coach was on Kemp earlier this offseason and they were talking to him about starter and playing time, he kept referring to what he thought, but he would turn around and say, well, that's Matt Rhule's job. I don't make that decision. And the other day I was here listening to Ben McAdoo, and somebody mentioned to him about a wide receiver playing, and he said, I don't handle the depth chart. Matt Rhule does.
I think, but listen, what it is, I think a lot of people always want to blame the head coach, but I think what it is these offensive quality dudes, like the offensive line coaches and the wide receivers coach, they work with these guys day in and day out. I think they go to Matt Rhule. Let's just say Dave Campen or whoever the offensive line dude is. Let's say he goes to Matt Rhule and be like, look, I like Taylor Moton, I like the Corbett, I like Elfline, and let's just say Matt Rhule, he likes the dude Bozeman, but Campen like, hey, look, I like Elfline. I like what I seen with him in the rest of the offensive line, so I think he should start. Matt Rhule is not just gonna overrule these. Matt Rhule is not just gonna overrule these guys all the time. Those guys gonna have some say. Same thing as with the play calling. if Ben McAdoo is calling these plays, Matt Rhule can't be like all the time. No, we can't run that. Call something else. No, we can't. So a lot of times he's listening in his ear. He's like, okay, if Ben McAdoo calls a play, he gonna go ahead and let that. He gonna go ahead and let it ride. And then after the game, he's gonna look at the tape and he's gonna be like, okay, Ben, this didn't work. We gotta try something different. Yeah.
Well, I know John Fox used to tell his OCs all the time, we need to run the ball. We need to run the ball. That was John Fox admitted it.
Yeah, I mean, as a head coach, you like the way I see it is if you're a head coach, you don't want to be. I can't remember the term. Micromanaging. You don't want to be micromanaging the guys you have in these positions. Like my thought process is if I got to do your job for you, what reason do I have? Like, what reason do you have for being here? So I wholeheartedly agree. Rhule has not been a great coach thus far, and this record reflects it. But for this season specifically, I'm hesitant to put blame on him. Like week 2, you can't really blame Rhule, and you really can't blame any of the coaches when Chuba fumbles on the opening kickoff and Robbie fumbles on the following drive. Like that's players lacking. Like that's players not being in the moment. Situational football, being smart. In that very same game, last week I gave an example. You see CMC break loose for the 40-yard run, and CMC has the ball high and tight. That's Chuba. Like you can blame the coach and say, hey, you got to coach these guys up. But at the end of the day, these dudes are all professionals, and a lot of the stuff that they're going to be hearing from these coaches, I'm fairly certain they've been hearing their entire life. So if I'm an NFL coach, why do I have to come up to my running back, my return man, and tell him, hey, ball security? That's football 1-on-1. Play calling. I genuinely don't think Rhule is, being that he's not an X's and O's guy, Rhule probably has no place to try to tell McAdoo, hey, like after watching film, like, hey, what could we do differently in this situation? But as the game is going, I don't see Rhule calling up and telling McAdoo, hey, do this, do that. You might suggest it. But at the end of the day, if I bring in a guy who says he's an expert at doing this, that, and the third, I'm gonna let him do his thing. Like, and Rhule really doesn't have no choice but to trust McAdoo, because if things don't start clicking on this offense, that's all there is. There's no way he can fire McAdoo and continue to be a head coach.
Well,
I think that.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Jay.
I think that there is a lot of truth to that. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, there's been a lot of gaffes on the players' ends, but my thing is when I look at this roster, I'll take the Giants game as an example. You had the 2 fumbles back to back. I counted, I think, 5 drops, and Baker was unable to complete 50% of his passes. And when you look at the roster, it's like, okay, so I don't know how you guys are necessarily looking at this, but when I look at Baker, I see talent. When I look at DJ Moore, I see talent. When I look at Robbie Anderson, Christian McCaffrey, even Shi Smith is a really talented guy. I can't remember 15's name, but he's also clearly a very talented person. Yeah, thank you. And I'm sitting here wondering, okay, why are these dudes who seem to be having success in ways, before they got here to this year, why are they dropping 5 passes and fumbling twice in the first 2 drives? And the only thing I can think of is, well, they all have one thing in common, and is that they're coached by the same dude. You know what I mean? Who does happen to be a guy who had 1 good coaching season at Baylor out of 3 and 2 good coaching seasons in Temple out of 4. So it's kind of weird that he was even hired in the NFL to begin with. I think he has a losing record in college football, if I'm not mistaken, but it's at least close to it. And there's consistent things with that too, right? Like I brought up earlier in the first game, you run the football with McCaffrey, who's fully healthy, 10 times total. One of those times is 3rd and 11 in the red zone. And I don't understand how that makes sense at all. He's not a power runner. He's never been a power runner. You had the weird trick play to end the game where you're throwing it underneath despite being 75 yards away and then trying to, schoolyard bullshit it. If anybody is familiar with the longest yard, right? Just toss around and all that. And then even in this last game, it's not like it's not like the. Let me put it this way: we're a couple plays from 3-0, but we're also a couple plays from 0-3. You know what I mean? And that to me, if you have all this talent, it seems like that has to be something with the coaching staff, and especially when we get stuff like this. I mean, I don't think DJ Moore and Baker Mayfield have beef. I think Matt Rhule's an idiot, and as a result, these guys are starting to get a beef that's not there, which of course is toxic for the locker room.
Yeah. Let me use Chuba Hubbard for example. The guy fumbled some last year. He comes out in the Giant games, fumbles twice. They still give him the ball. They still line him up in situations. If what should have happened after the second fumble, the first one, you let him go back in there, shit happens. After the second fumble, Chuba shouldn't have touched that ball, period. He shouldn't have touched that ball for the rest of that game and the one after. If you didn't have anybody else, you didn't have. I mean, you have to do what you have to do, but you have other people. You have other people on your roster. They're all active. They're all healthy. You have other people that were active, but you didn't use them. When Chuba fumbled the ball, it took Chuba fumbling the ball twice for Dante Foreman to even get on the field.
Yeah.
That's on coaching. That's on head coaching. In my opinion, specifically on head coaching. Okay,
I
if Ben
agree.
McAdoo screwing this up, it's still on Matt Rhule because Matt Rhule's the head coach. And Matt Rhule should take control of this situation and fix it. But I don't think it's on Ben McAdoo. I think it's strictly on Matt Rhule. I think Matt Rhule controls the depth chart, basically. And he controls
And that
who
would make
plays
sense,
and works
Pickle.
for him.
Remember, we were told that Matt Rhule has final say so on all roster based decisions. So it's like we really have no reason to believe that it's not that way.
Right. If you go back and look at who we signed in free agency, not our re-signs, not like Frankie Louvu, who we re-signed, not that free agency. Talk about those who we brought from somebody else. Talk about Higgins. Talk about Foreman. None of those guys are getting active in the games. None of them.
Yeah.
This is a Matt Rhule slap on Scott Fitterer.
It's not all Matt Rhule though. You got to understand that the offensive position guys have at least 50 or 60% say in who plays and who don't. If the running backs coach come to you and be like, "Oh, Chuba's been playing good," because Matt Rhule is not, even though he oversees everything, he don't see everything. So if the running backs coach,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. And whose decision is it to play Pat Elflein over Bradley Bozeman? Is that McAdoo or is that Matt Rhule? Because Ben McAdoo has no attachment to Pat Elflein whatsoever. He wasn't here last year.
Okay. Listen, at the end of the day, it's Matt Rhule's decision. But if the offensive line coach, the dude Camping, if he goes to Matt Rhule and be like, "Man, I've been watching Camping. I've been watching Elflein and Bozeman, and I think Elflein has been playing better." Matt Rhule's gonna be like, "I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna trust you, and we're gonna play Elflein." I think the offensive line.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think the offensive line, the offensive position coaches, like the running backs coaches and the wide receivers coaches and the defensive line, offensive line coaches, those guys have a big say in who plays and who don't. But go ahead.
Well, what I don't mean every decision. Maybe I should be more specific. The offensive line coach. I think James Campen has such a good record and history. They pretty much trust what he says. I believe that's why Elflein's getting a lot more play than Bozeman right now. Like I said in preseason, we keep waiting for Pat Elflein to more majorly fuck up. And to his credit, he ain't. He's getting better. So if if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So that's all credit to Pat Elflein. But certain situations like Chuba Hubbard is, and to be honest with you, Robbie, are Matt Rhule guys. They're what we call Matt Rhule boys. Okay, So let's say you're McAdoo and you say Chuba keeps fumbling the ball. I'm gonna pull him completely out of the lineup and use everybody else because he's got to stop that fumbling. Matt Rhule's like, oh, I like Chuba, buddy. We got to keep him in this lineup. He'll get better. Trust me. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not every player and every issue. It's certain Matt Rhule boys. Like, I wonder how the conversation went when James Kempson told him that Michael Jordan is just going to be a backup and not a starter. Wonder
And you
how
know
that
what? Like
conversation went.
it's all speculation because Matt Rhule, we know that he has final roster say so.
Right.
We know, according to Ben McAdoo, Matt Rhule controls the depth chart. So I hear what you're saying, Locks, but I don't know. Maybe you're right. 1,000% maybe you're right. But I just don't see Matt Rhule as the type of guy. Like, I think he plays favorites. And you see it in the players that we draft. You see it in the players that we bring in free agency. A lot of Temple players, a lot of Baylor players. And I think he forms favorites. Just like last year, he benched Cam Newton in favor of Sam Darnold. And it's like, no matter what you want to say about either of them, there was no reason. Like, Sam Darnold didn't do anything more for your offense than Cam Newton did. Like, there was no difference at that point in their career. So,
But Cody, look. But
go
Cody, look.
ahead, Lawson. Go ahead, Lawson. Then after you, I'm gonna play this clip. Go ahead.
Okay, but listen, Cody, listen. Cam had that one great game. If Matt Rhule continues to play Cam Newton after that Dolphins game, after that other game he had where he was playing so bad, I don't think he preferred Sam over Cam. I think Cam was he was just playing so bad that he was just like, hey, we traded a third in a 6 for Sam Darnold.
Right. Like, now look how badly people look at that trade. They wanted to be right. They wanted to give Sam every opportunity to prove them right for trading for him.
But you also got to think, by then you had already fired Joe Brady. You fired Joe Brady before you brought Cam back.
Yep.
So your offensive coordinator, your interim, as I should say, offensive coordinator, is also your running backs coach.
Yeah.
Who is also the guy you brought from Baylor. You're also Matt Rhule's guy he brought from Baylor. So does your offensive coordinator have the confidence in himself to tell his boss, no, I think you're wrong. I think she should leave Cam in. I understand bench of Cam. I'm just saying what you got to also think about, or did I can't remember his name, or did your interim offensive coordinator just be a yes man?
Yeah, and it just depends because we don't know that much about McAdoo. Like, he might be a yes man, but I don't know. I mean, everyone's playing for their jobs. Look, I wanted to play this real quick, just because it's funny, not even that it's relevant. Dave Newton with the fantastic questions to Robbie Anderson.
You guys, this is a little different question, but what do you think of Laviska's style, his outfit last week?
I didn't see it, and I'm not a fashion. I don't work in the fashion department.
So literally, he's asking him about Laviska Shenault's outfit, and he's like, "Man, how did you not know?" Answer like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you not know that that's going to be some?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're Robbie and you don't like it, you ain't gonna say that on there.
No, I know.
But I mean,
hey, hey, by the way, real quick, I see Young Connor in the background. I see Nez Boogie in the background. We're about to get off of here. I'm about to do some final picks and final say so. I'm about to end the stream after we do that. But next time, if you guys are a little bit earlier, I'll make sure to get you on. But we're getting ready to get out of here. But I appreciate you guys. You know you're welcome anytime, man. But I'm gonna go and get to these picks. We're gonna let everyone go and make their score prediction right quick. Let's go to Panther Pickle first. Let me hear you, man. What's your final score prediction? And do you have a breakout player of this game?
14-7. Panthers. Breakout player is Derek Brown.
Okay.
I'd say Derek Brown gets 3 sacks.
So, what was your final score again?
14-7.
All right, so low scoring.
Yeah.
All right, but Derek Brown has himself a day. I like that. JD, what say you, man? I know you got the Panthers getting the W. What's that score? And give me a breakout player, bro.
So sticking in line with my belief that it's going to be something of a blowout, I'm going to say 31-13. Breakout player, I'm going to say Nixon. Nixon's going to finish the game with like a strip sack, 2 sacks, one of them being a strip sack.
Dude, you know how happy I'd be if David Nixon finally just turned it on in a big way? I would love that, bro.
You look at how he played last week in the limited snaps. I think he goes out there with the mentality that he's going to make it to where they never put him on the practice squad ever again. So
yeah, no, I like that. Cool. I'm down with that all day. Let me go to my brother Nick, man. Nick, happy that you could join us as always, man. I know you said you feel like the Cardinals, they're going to pose a stiff test to us. You have a final score and a breakout player of this game, either or on the Panthers or the Cardinals.
31-24. No, 31-27 Cardinals. I think their offense finally kind of clicks, and I think that we start to click too, but we just can't keep up. And then a breakout player, I'm going to go with Xavier Woods.
Okay.
Something just tells me that one of our safeties is going to stand out, and I think it's going to be Xavier Woods. He's been promising over the last couple of weeks, so I want to see him build on it.
Yeah, I mean, apparently Xavier Woods has been one of the highest rated safeties in the NFL. So good pick.
Dude, it's insane to think about. Pat Elflein is like the top 3 center in the NFL. Okay, we have quite a number of players across our team that are one of the best in their position in the league. J.C. Horn, hate to say it, G baby, but he is one of them. He is rated as the top cornerback in the league currently. He has not allowed a single pass.
It's amazing what good coaching does, isn't
it? Dude, good coaching goes a long way, man.
Yeah, I should clarify that. Position coaching.
Hey, Locksman, you still there?
Yo.
And give me a final score prediction and a breakout player of the game, man, on either side.
I'm going 21-24 Panthers. The breakout guy I'm going with, I wanted to go with DJ, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick CJ Henderson. He will have his best game so far, and that's what I'm going with.
All right, I like that. I like that a lot, man. That's a close game, but then it's got us making plays. I'm hoping for CJ Henderson to do something big, man. I've been hopeful about CJ being a good player for us. And then next up, this man joined us for the first time today. It was great to have you, Jay. Go ahead and give us your final score prediction. And what is your breakout player of the game?
Yeah, I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys doing this also.
Yeah, man.
So I'm gonna go with 28-20 Panthers. I think that I think Kyler's probably going to kind of put up a whole bunch of stats, but I don't think he's going to really do anything in the red zone. So 2 field goals, 2 touchdowns. I think that's reasonable. I don't see him scoring more than what Cleveland was able to score, because I don't see any way that they're getting 200 plus rushing yards.
All right.
Honestly, I think that, Baker or DJ, take your pick. But I think Baker's going over 250, and I think DJ's going over 100. I think they're going to shut this whole we can't connect with each other thing down.
All right.
And yeah, I think it's going to be a good game.
All right, I like that, man. I mean, if there was ever going to be a time for the Panthers to get their passing attack back in order and back up to speed, this is the time to do it, man. So I didn't give my prediction because I wasn't on last Tuesday. So I'm going to give my prediction. I'm going to say the Carolina Panthers are going to come away with this. 24-17. And my breakout player is going to be big Marquand McCall, number 78. This dude has been a beast. He has come out of nowhere, surprised a lot of people. And I've been very impressed with this man. We were all kind of expecting Davion Nixon to do something big this year. And I still have hope for Davion. But I think Marquand has really filled that role. And he's been a really disruptful guy up front for the Panthers that, frankly, we've been in need of. So,
to add to what you're saying, Cody,
yep,
McCall is primarily the reason why I say I think Nixon is going to go off, because McCall provides that space. Not to no disrespect to Derrick Brown, but I think McCall provides for Derrick Brown and Nixon that space eater. And he's not just that. You've seen him be disruptive in the run in the past. I think he's going to draw attention to himself for how disruptive he is, and it's going to allow Nixon and Brown to go off.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, playing complementary football, having our D line playing ferocious next to each other, that's a big deal for us, man. That's going to continue to be huge going forward. And like I said, I've been very impressed with Marquand McCall, man.
Speaking of Marquand McCall, he has a 3-year contract. He's undrafted, but he has a 3-year contract, and he don't get paid for NFL situations. He don't get paid dirt money, but he's on contract to 2024, which is good for the future, because this means if we bring in a head coach who likes to run the 3-4, then you've already got a good, unless you start trading players, you've got a good stable to work with now.
Yeah.
You've got a Derek who can play on the outside. You've got McCon, who is a natural fit at nose. Plus, you got Burns, who can play linebacker.
I just want to give a shout out to Coach Snow. I didn't see any 3-3-5 against the Saints. Let's keep that trend going.
Yeah, maybe they're learning, huh? Maybe they're. I'm telling you, I think a lot of these Panther higher ups are on Twitter and social media a lot more than they might let on. So, yeah, man. But hey, but listen, that has been another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. I've been your host, Cody Lashing. I appreciate each and every single one of you for being a part of the show. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Still 111 viewers at the very end of the show. Man, I can't tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all. Thanks to everyone who's on the show consistently. Panther Pickle, JD, my buddy Nick, Luxman, Jay for the first time. I appreciate you boys more than I can tell you. And yeah, man, until next time. So when's that going to be? Yeah, this Sunday for the post-game show. In some ways, I don't know what we're going to do for the post-game show, because I got some House of the Dragon at 9, man, and I'm loving this show so much. A bit early.
I don't know. That's all. They're having a late game anyway. Dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Shows, boy, y'all do it forever.
I know, man. That's
I had
what
to say I'm done and turn it off.
If we're there, dude, we can't be there 4 hours at like 9 something at night. That's not gonna work. But yeah, man.
Hey, but look, like, everybody, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And on Sunday, if they go live, y'all will get the notification. If they don't, y'all will get it on Monday or Tuesday or whenever they do it. That's all you got to do. Hit that like button and that subscribe button. Hey, and I'm out.
Hey, appreciate you, Locks. Hey, that's love, man. But yeah, man, this has been another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for Panther fans by Panther fans. My name has been Cody Lashney. For another edition of the C3 Panthers podcast, I've got to say to y'all, keep pounding.